Welcome everyone in live to the virtual Daytona International Speedway. It's the world center of racing, and tonight, for the first time ever, here on PGR eSports, it's the Venom Truck Series as it's season 11, race number 1, and I'll be your host here tonight, Michael Triscaro. And my co-host here tonight, Tyler Vickery, has joined me in the booth for the first race of season number 11. And as I said, the first ever Venom Truck Series race here on PGR eSports. Tyler has joined me. How's it going tonight, and what are you looking forward to seeing out of these drivers?
Oh, I'm looking forward for a lot of fun. This is really exciting too. We have 43 total drivers in this field as well. So I'm looking forward to a full packed house of trucks racing out here at Daytona. It's gonna be fun learning this league. I'm actually looking forward to talk to a few of the drivers. They're all excited. Looking forward to this kind of broadcast. I think these drivers are gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. Always good to hop here into a different league. And we are going to look forward to that here tonight. I'm going to show you guys the race info here, brought to you by PGR Esports here tonight. It's the Venom Truck Series. Ambient temp out here in Daytona, 70 degrees. It is clear, but we have strong winds here tonight. Tyler, 17-mile-an-hour winds here at Daytona. That's for sure going to change some things here. We have two 10-lap duels here tonight. There will not be a caution flag thrown in those duels. They'll race them all the way out. Once we get past those two duels here tonight, it'll be a 120-lap feature, so one of the longer races here on the schedule. 4 tire sets will be available for those drivers in pit lane. There'll be no fast repairs here tonight. Fixed setups and 3 green whites if we need them later tonight. So, Tyler, we're going to go down here to the grid, and we're not going to go through the driver order here for the grids. We'll do that tonight for the feature race. But nonetheless, we're going to have 2 10-lap heats to set the field tonight.
Yep, and then also too, we also have to put into effect. They also had a situation with this with tonight was their endurance races. They also call it. The top 2 drivers in qualifying get an automatic first and second place starting spot on the grid for the main race, which is going to be the defending champion of Matt Schlosser. I'm gonna apologize if I butcher that. I'm going to talk to more of these drivers throughout the season, get a little bit better on last names. The other driver, Matt Williamson, who is a rookie, both drivers were about 3/1000ths of a second off from pole position and second place. So both of those drivers will be advancing on to straight to the features, will not be needing to run a heat race.
Well, some good info right there. These drivers now on the high banks of Daytona. And we are getting set for the first heat of the night and on the pole for the first heat here. And it looks like it will be Brad Slagle to his outside. And that's not coming up right. That's why we don't like doing whenever we get to these heats, it always kind of throws off the qualifying order with the scrolling grid. So we'll stick to the scoring tower as Brad Slagle will be on the pole here for the first heat. To his outside, it'll be Greg Elliott. And I want to apologize beforehand here to anyone watching if we butcher anyone's names here tonight. This is our first time doing the Venom Truck Series, so hopefully we'll get used to these drivers, their car numbers, their paint schemes as we go throughout the season. As we will go green here next time by for the 10-lap heat. It'll be heat number 1 of 2 here tonight. We'll have half the field here in heat number 1. We'll have 21 drivers taking the green here. And like we said, we will not see a yellow flag here in the heat races, so these will get ran out pretty quickly here tonight, and they'll help set the feature starting lineup for tonight's race. As the pace truck will dive off onto pit lane for the first time this season here in the Venom Truck Series live on PGR. Green flag in the air. outside of turn number 4. It's going to be Greg Elliott, your leader here. We had some wrecking on the backstretch during the first lap, but like we said, there'll be no yellow flags here thrown during these heat races, as the number 51, I believe, maybe number 91 will get used to those numbers here shortly, will lead us here onto the backstretch at Daytona. And for the first time this season here in Venom, we have 2 wide racing down the backstretch. As you see, quite a few trucks now well off the pace here. We have a couple already into the pit lane. That'll probably cost them their really good starting spot here tonight, but we do have some battling here. It's the 91 of Greg Elliott on the bottom, the 35 of Hayden Palumbo now on the outside.
And Hayden Palumbo is just minding his P's and Q's. It's actually teammates helping out each other. Greg Elliott with Asylum Racing. He's also got, it looks like actually too, Garrett Rainey, part of the Alabama gang, helping him out there on the outside in the 22. Palumbo in the 35 is racing with Insert Coin Racing as alongside with actually the 22 of Brantley Gainey. We'll have a lot of team play here as well as a huge run there by both Palumbo and Brantley Gainey. 2 of the Insert Coin Racing drivers just having a huge run and is able to clear them both. Team racing is going to be real big, as well as we'll start also trying to keep an eye out on some of the team drivers, and we'll try to talk about a little bit of the team drivers over the racing and over the season as well.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot to digest here. We'll definitely try to get as much info to everyone watching here tonight as we can throughout the night. We'll also go over that schedule as well, as Palumbo continues to lead here over Brantley Gainey Jr. And your top 3 right now goes back to Greg Elliott. So if you look here at this pack, there's the second pack. It's just a 2-car pack. Back here with Jordan Journal and Michael McFelt Jr. So right now, it is 12 cars in this lead pack out of the 21 that started that are going to vie for the top starting spot here tonight. As we do go 3 wide, it's going to be Elliott all the way to the top here. Outside of turn number 3, Gainey, though, on the bottom will prevail as we go 3 wide here through the tri-oval.
3 wide through the tri-oval, and there's 3 rows, about 2 rows deep as a contact there with the 69 and the 01. Both hang on to it. Great save there by Cole Maxwell and the 01 of Brody Gunther as well. Palumbo is still able to hang on to the inside lane there as he's got help from his teammate Brantley Gainey there on the bottom line. Middle line right now is more contact by Brad Slagle as well, one of the rookies this year. Huge contact, but everyone still hangs on to it.
Yeah, everyone hanging on to it. That's what you got to do here in a 10-lap heat with no yellows. Hang on and give yourself a chance at the pole position here tonight. Heat number 1. That'll give someone the pole here in the feature race. Obviously going to be all the odd number positions, 1, 3, 5, and on back. And then heat number 2, it'll set the outside row. Second, 4th, 6th, all the way back. So a big, strong, healthy 40-some car field or truck field here tonight as Gainey continues to work on the back bumper here, the 35 of Palumbo. And right now, Rainey, Slagle, Zidell, Kyle, that is, will round out your current top 5. We got 5 laps to go here in heat number 1 tonight. And already a lot of action here at Daytona. Typically, that is what you will see. As we got 2 coming together here near the front. I believe it's Rainey as well as this car here, this truck here in the middle, a bit farther back. I believe the 58 machine.
Right.
As they come together
Brad
in the
Slagle.
middle, but we stay green.
Yeah, Brad Slagle just got left out to dry. He's one of the only drivers right now for Wildish Motorsport Ventures getting left out to dry. You could already tell by just some of the team camaraderie from different drivers. Hayden Palumbo, Brian Gainey, getting a lot of help with each other, especially with Insert Coin Racing. The other team that's been really big, Garrett Rainey and Kyle Zettel with the Alabama Gang team. It's both of those drivers are helping out each other as much as they can. You can already see the teamwork just with Gainey giving Palumbo a huge push, and you can also see there Rainey and Zettel just minding their P's and Q's. They're trying to set themselves up for a possible chance to win this heat as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Tyler, we're going to come to 3 laps to go here when we cross the start-finish line here. So only 3 laps to go to decide heat number 1. Palumbo still your leader. We got 3 trucks here on the outside. We're here at the World Center of Racing live on the PGR eSports Network for a big night of action here. Season number 11, race number 1 of the Venom Truck Series. And the 05 making a move right now. It's Chad Stearns for the first time tonight, looking to go to the lead. He's going to lead the outside down the backstretch as he's got the 26 of Eric Breeding now. Pushing him. He's all over the place, though, in front of the 91. The 05 is going to blink out momentarily. We stay green. 2 wide still as the 05 gets a strong push here into the corner. He's going to inch ahead of Palumbo. Off turn at number 4. It's going to be a drag race here as we come to 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go, and it's already getting intense. The 52 looking in, possibly going 3. Better thinks of it. But meanwhile, Chad Stearns getting left out to dry in the middle lane, and he is going to be falling back very quickly as both Eric Breeding now with Broke Guy Racing getting a huge run, getting some help from the 51 there, I believe. Actually, no, the 91 of Greg Elliott getting some help. 3 wide now. 52 is looking at going 3 wide.
Yeah, some crazy racing down the back stretch. We are going to have 1 lap to go, and we come around here. We stay 3 wide. We have 1 to the outside. That's the 52 machine of Slagle. They're wrecking here. A big wreck in the middle. They are all wrecking. Excuse me for the camera view real quick. We're going to go back up front. Trying to catch that wreck here live. It's going to be Breeding off turn number 4. It's the 26 who's going to take the white flag. Has now 4 trucks in it to win it here in heat number 1.
And you got 2 of them part of the Alabama gang, both Garrett Rainey and Kyle Zattel, be able to make it through it. Would not be surprised if we start seeing some team racing between both of them trying to get up to the 1st and 2nd spot in this heat. And if these guys can able to do that, they will be slocking themselves into 3rd and 5th place since the pole has already been set by qualifying. So a huge opportunity here by Garrett Rainey is a big move there by Josh Freed trying to make a run on Hayden Palumbo.
Yeah, inside you can see the in-car camera here of Kyle Zattel when he tries to go and see if he can make a move off 4. It's the 53. He's going to have a long way to go there. Breeding's going to lead off turn number 4. Breeding trying to hold off Rainey. Can he do it? It looks like he's going to. It'll be Eric Breeding who takes the checkered flag here in heat number 1. So Breeding, your victor here. He'll start from the pole position here tonight. You see Zattel here in the bottom right-hand corner breathes a sigh of relief as he finishes in 3rd. But Breeding, your heat winner, as he is turned there. They're having a little bit of fun here on the backstretch, but Breeding leads it here. As he also is able to just to lead 1 lap. That's all it took here in heat number 1. And a great finish there between the top 4 of Breeding, Rainey, Zattel, and Palumbo. Josh Freed's able to pull up into the 5th position. And Tyler, that's your heat number 1 as we transition over here to heat number 2 tonight.
Yeah, and heat number 1 was really great. There was a lot. I mean, there were some errors from a few drivers at the start, but everyone looks at it. Everyone's making it through. No one's having to worry about whether or not they're going to be able to make it into the future or not. So they're all just being able to use this as a learning curve and just be able to get better over time. And now we're seeing the heat number 2 getting gridded up, and there's a few rookies in here, and actually 5 rookies out of the 20 drivers in this heat number 2. So a lot of rookie drivers going to try to make a name for themselves early.
Yeah, absolutely they are. And we're going to head down here to the grid here for heat number 2 as they're actually all going to be coming off pit lane right now as we get ready to rock and roll. Apologies for a couple things tonight. It looks like so I had some issues there with heat 1 results. And like I said, sometimes there's some issues with the scoring towers when there are heat races, so we'll have to try to get that fixed. But something we really won't have to worry about throughout the season. So nonetheless, here we go. It's going to be Zach Lockett here on the front row, the number 93. He'll start on the bottom. To his outside will be the 95 of Charlie Widener. Parker Donaldson will start in 3rd. Jane Van Leer will start in 4th. 4th, and rounding out your top 5 will be Andy Ducato. So we have a 20-car field here. That's going to make 41 trucks here tonight, Tyler. A really strong, healthy field.
Very strong field, and especially when heat number 2, you've got Charlie Widner and Parker Donaldson, both rookies, as well as the 6th place driver of Tommy Cook, another rookie this year in the Venom Truck Series League. So a lot of rookies up front, and who knows, they're going to want to try to make a name for themselves very early on as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw a really crazy, chaotic first heat here tonight, and I'm assuming we're going to get another one here as we'll drop the green flag here this time by. As we come up to turn number 4 here at Daytona. We will send that pace truck back to pit lane once again. And we are ready to rock and roll for heat number 2 here tonight. Green flag back out at Daytona. Lap number 1 here in the books in heat number 2. It's Gene Van Leer, your leader here in the turn number 1. Tommy Cook now up to the 2nd position. He's up 4 spots from the green flag here. Charlie Widner in 3rd. Zach Lockett down 3 spots in 4th. And John Kay now up into the top 5. As the race, or the heat number 1 winner is breeding here tonight. We'll see now who will start on the outside front row position here in tonight's feature.
And right now, a lot of drivers in the same scenario here. We got a few drivers as well trying to do what they can with teams. Got a few teammates up front again, especially with the Alabama gang. 2 more drivers up in the top 5. You got John Kay and Lucas Carver, another 2 drivers part of the Alabama gang team, and already making their way up. As you can see, John Kay getting a really nice push there by the 89 of Lucas Carver.
Yeah, they're going to make some headway here on the bottom off the exit of the turn. They're a little bit spread out here on the top. We are going to stay 2 wide here, and no real problems here. I believe 1 down pit lane. It's Andy Palicki at the moment. He scored in 20th position, but everyone else looks like they are okay. So not as crazy of a start as we had during heat number 1. And these drivers usually get that in your heats at Daytona. You see a chaotic one, then the next one's not so crazy. So these drivers looking for an advantageous starting position here tonight. Definitely want that track position. But I'm sure with that long race here tonight, we're definitely going to see some long green flag runs as well as the number 2, John Kay, now up front.
John Kay just minding his P's and Q's, working really well in that middle lane, having his teammate right behind him as well. Joshua Moychek as well, I believe, is part of a different team. I know on the team it's got on their Pony Express, but it's actually a different team. If I recall, he is part of Team 199, and he's working all by himself currently, trying to get back up there and trying to see if he can be able to make a move and make a name for himself with Team 199. As we're 3 by 3 way further back in the mid-pack.
Yeah, that we are. Now we're riding on board here. We were at least with John Kay, and now we are here, James Van Leer, as he looks to come up to the front here tonight, as he's currently sitting in the 6th position. He's led a lap and a Couple trucks looking to go 3 wide, but nothing doing at the moment here. But we do see one. I believe it's the 48 machine. That's going to be Clef. The teeth, and I believe that's a rookie right there. He's gonna get the 74. Parker Donaldson actually to jump up in front of him, and we'll see now if we can get that third pack moving here. They are slicing and dicing in the middle here as we come to now 5 laps to go as John Kay still leads it.
Yeah, John Kay still leads it, and just being able to really just command that middle lane. Nothing is going well for Kevin Sargent now on the inside. Has the 77 behind him. Another rookie, Jack Watts, trying to get onto his back bumper, but he is struggling to get to his back bumper to give any kind of push and momentum. Further back, a few other trucks having issues. 93 way down on the apron, trying to avoid what could have been potentially a spin out there. Just everyone's trying to set themselves up for these final 3 laps as they're ready to complete lap 6 now. The inside lane is just falling apart. The only 2 drivers anywhere close to the front pack is going to be the 09 of Kevin Sargent and the 77 of Jack Watts. Just a rookie driver having a really unfortunate push there as the 09 Kevin Sargent goes all the way down to the apron and further wreck behind, and more trucks pile in behind.
Yeah, big wreck. We were actually riding on board there with Joshua Rutherford at crazy good timing there as he gets caught up in this one. A big wreck here. We go back up front. John Kay's going to lead down the backstretch. But Rutherford not going to be able to finish this one off, unfortunately. As now this field has panned out, and it's kind of going to be just like the last one. We ended up with just 4 trucks in the first heat on that white flag that had a shot. And now we're looking at about 9 trucks at the moment, going all the way back here to the rookie of Jack Watts. So another big one here is going to change the outcome of this one, as now just 3 laps to go to finish sheet number 2.
3 laps to go, and it's the Alabama gang again. 2 drivers up in the top 2. We've seen in heat 1 there was 2 of their other 2 drivers out of the 5 drivers that's part of that team up in the front and commanding the lead for most of the race. As now they're starting to get some competition now from the 60 of Joshua Moychek and Tommy Cook giving a huge push to Moychek, trying to get some kind of run, and they are side by side. Even more momentum getting around John Kay, as right now it looks like Tommy Cook's got enough of a bumper ahead of John Kay to take over the lead at this point.
Yeah, we're coming to 2 laps to go here in heat number 2. John Kay has led most of the laps here, but can he lead the last couple and give himself a spot on the front row for the feature? Here comes the 60 machine. It's Joshua Moticek, and he is motoring with the 20 of Tommy Cook here on the bottom. He is clear if he wants it. They're going to stay here on the bottom. Nope, he's going to clear to the top. He's going to come in front now of John Kay. We have one nearly spinning out there on the bottom, and now the top's going to surge here into turn number 4.
Yeah, that was Steven Roman there of Raging Moose Racing, getting very loose as Joshua Moychek gets back down to the bottom side. John Kay's trying to get it some help from his teammate there, and Lucas Carver is not close enough yet, but still has a lot more momentum compared to that bottom line as we are white flag in the air. John Kay leading that lap.
Yeah, you see the feet and the footwork here of Joshua Moticek. He's up to second as he's working on those pedals right now. Here he comes on the bottom, but can Joey K prevail? Right now it's a drag race down the backstretch between these trucks, but the bottom's still going to surge here as we decide here who will end up winning heat number 2. It is going to be a good one, that's for sure. And right now, both these drivers here in the lead going to expect a big push out of turn number 4. Here we go. The 3 linked up here on the bottom really well. Moticek still leads off turn 4. He's going to be in a drag race with Kay, but Kay's getting a good push as well. And they're going to door bang all the way to the finish. It's John Kay who wins heat number 2.
Once again, the Alabama gang getting themselves, I believe, the second heat win already, but winning both heats if I recall. I have to double check to see what team Breeding was on, but the Alabama gang is already showing dominance early to start off the season, especially here at Daytona.
Yeah, an excellent race here. And man, Tyler, I'll tell you what. Here tonight, we've seen a lot of action through these two heats to start us off here in season 11. And I expect a lot more action tonight in the feature.
I expect those too. Just seeing, you could already see some of the team aspect coming into play here at Daytona, and I would not be surprised if we see a lot more of it throughout the big race. 120 laps for these trucks and full fuel. I talking to some of the drivers earlier. I believe we were expecting between 30 and 35 laps on a fuel run. So strategy is going to be very big in play, especially with the way these drivers are going to be pushing and shoving each other. We've seen some really great racing here in heat number 2.
Yeah, we are. We're going to have a little warm-up session here. We're going to head then back down here to the grid for tonight momentarily. And I do believe we are getting some warm-up laps in. So, well, we have a second. We'll take a quick break here. But don't go anywhere. We're going to come up here to the feature tonight, the 120-lap feature for season number 11, race number 1. Here for Venom Truck Series live on the PGR eSports Network. We'll be right back here at Daytona. Back here live at Daytona. The heats are in the books, and we are ready for tonight's feature race, and we are looking forward to a good one here. Tyler, I know you got some information for us here. This is the Venom Truck Series. It's season 11, and it's race number 1 here. Live on the PGR eSports Network. You see Brody Gunter getting loaded there in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. We're going to have a lot of onboard cameras here tonight as we get heading down to this grid. And it is going to be a good one here tonight. As we'll take you down to that grid here and see if we can get the ball rolling. The warm-up is over, and it is time to get going here tonight. It's going to be Matt Slosher here on the pole. To his outside, it'll be Matt Williamson. That's your front row here tonight. We're going to have to kind of go through them pretty quick. They had a lot quicker time off that warm-up right there, so we'll try to get through this field as fast as possible. Here in row number 2, it'll be Eric Breeding and John Kay. Those were your heat winners here tonight. And row number 3, it'll be Garrett Rainey and Lucas Carver. And row number 4 here tonight, it will be Kyle Zittel and Joshua Motacek. And a great run for him there in the heat number 2. Rolling off on row number 5, Hayden Palumbo and Steve Vrooman. On row number 6 here tonight, it'll be Josh Freed and Pascal Samard Pace. Row number 7 here tonight, Chad Stearns and Jack Watts. And rolling off on row number 8, it'll be Brody Gunther and Tommy Cook. Rolling off on row number 9, it'll be Cole Maxwell and Parker Donaldson. Rolling off on row 10, it'll be George Jackson and Clef Duthit. Row number 11 will be Brantley Gainey Jr. and Chris Mackey. Row number 12 will be Michael Milfett Jr. and Austin Holefeld. And rolling off on row 13, Cade Cannon and Kevin Sargent. Row number 14 here tonight, Jordan Genower and Charlie Widner. And rolling off on row number 15, Greg Elliott and Andy Ducato. Rolling off on row 16, Rodney Matney and Zach Lockett. And we'll stop right there. We'll show you the rest here later as we get set for the race 1 of the Venom Truck Series here in season 11. We are green from Daytona. Picking us up here on the backstretch, it's lap number 2 of 120 laps here tonight. As right now, John Kay, winner of heat number 2, on top of the board here at Daytona, as he led the most laps tonight in heat number 2. And he is wasting no time here in the feature race, with Lucas Carver right behind him. It's Garrett Rainey in 3rd. Matt Williamson, a rookie, up to 4th, and Kyle Zittel now in the 5th position.
Yeah, and keep an eye on, as Joshua Wojcik, Hayden Palumbo is right up there as well in 6th and 7th. And then you got the defending champion Matt Schlosier, the winner of season 10, right now sitting there in 8th place after qualifying on pole position, falling back a little bit. Would not be surprised if we're seeing some drivers already trying to play the field strategy game early.
Yeah, it's definitely, with the 120 lap race, that definitely changes. You can see a lot of separation in between these trucks. The back bumpers are right now clean from the front bumpers behind. That's something you normally see, but these guys really not racing for money like we do over in PGR night in, night out. So these guys, they're points racing. They're going for a championship here at the end of the season. Right now, they want to get to the end of this race, and man, these trucks look beautiful here tonight at Daytona. A little bit sun glaring on the racetrack as we come off of turn number 2. Tyler, did a lot of research here so far tonight on this series, and I know you got a lot more ahead of you as well, but what can you tell us here about the Venom Truck Series?
The Venom Truck Series has been around this is now their 11th season of organized racing here on iRacing, and a lot of past champions and has been doing very well. Actually, I've been doing some more research. This is also one of their crown jewel races. It is actually called the Rocket Man Memorial. Was finding out some more little things. One of the league founders of Brendan Turner, his father Murph was also one of the leading members to build this truck series and everything for Venom. Suddenly passed away a few weeks before season 5 opener at Daytona, and ever since then they have actually been doing this race as a memorial to Brandon Turner's father under his nickname, the Rocket Man. So this is actually one of their crown jewel races in the Rocket Man Memorial. Past winners that are currently racing in this is Jeremy McKinnon, Andy Pilecki, Rodney Manny, and John Kay, who won this race last season in season 10. Two other drivers that aren't active in the racing league right now, Nathan Palawada and Ryan Dye, are the past winners from this Rocket Man Memorial, as the title is called for this race.
Yeah, riding right here, not to cut you off, riding here with Tommy Cook as we get some more information from Tyler here in just a second. We had 43 drivers in tonight's field, a very healthy field as you're on board here with Cook as he goes down the backstretch here and gets the back bumper here of Cole Maxwell. And right now, up to 19th is Tommy Cook, down about 4 spots from a starting position here tonight.
Yep, and the way they're going right now too. You look at a few of the movers, all of the movers right now that have been moving 5 positions or more have all been part of that Alabama gang team, with Garrett Rainey, Kyle Zettel, John Kay, Lucas Carver, the other Alabama gang driver, sitting there in 5th. So already 4 of your top 5 all from that team in the Alabama gang, and they are already putting on a show.
Yeah, right here, Lucas Carver up to 5th in the number 89 machine. And they are putting on a show. He's up 1 spot here so far, but comfortably here in the top 5 for Carver. Right behind him, Matt Williamson, another rookie. As you see Carver there in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, working that wheel. And so far, a walk in the park, but it is going to be intense moments here as we go through this race tonight. 100% fuel if you're just joining us in these fuel cells tonight, so fuel won't be an issue for quite a while. But with 120 laps, you definitely got to be thinking about that fuel mileage if this race does stay green for quite some time. Yes, definitely, Tyler, you notice a lot different racing than those heats.
Yes, absolutely. It's now to the point where everyone's kind of like, all right, heat racing's done. We don't need to try to fight hard for positions. Now it's time to settle in. Got a long race with 120 laps. There's going to be at least minimum of four stops right now from what we're estimating, just based off of a fuel window of 30 to 35 laps. I believe there is also in total 5 tire sets, so there's 4 sets available in the pits for these drivers. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few drivers come in and take tires on early runs. But if a caution comes out, strategy is going to be very big here, especially for Daytona.
Yeah, absolutely. As Rainey now takes the reins of the lead here. Kyle Zittel now up to 2nd. He's exchanging blows with John Kay as we stay 2 wide here. So far, clean racing here at Daytona. One of the longer races here on the schedule, as Tyler alluded to, here at Daytona. And it is the Rocket Man Memorial. 120 laps here tonight, but These guys started last week, and it was the Clash. It was not live here on the PGR eSports Network, but they did go 50 laps here a week ago at Daytona, as actually do fall under a caution flag. So the first caution now out of the night, and it looks like Rodney Matney possibly went off the track.
I'm looking back to see what happened. It looks like lost connection, and then when he reappeared, he was crashing. Yeah, it looked like he reappeared right in front of someone. I think a lot of the other drivers were able to just netcode through him. I don't see any kind of damage from any other trucks, so rough going there for Rodney Matty and Raging Moose Racing driver, but thankfully a lot of the other drivers are able to scrape through and not get caught up in any kind of wreck or anything.
Yeah, for sure. We'll go back and see kind of what happened here. I don't know if we could pull up this yellow flag here. Not sure we're going to see anything. We are looking for Matney off. Yep, there he is. As Matney, we'll go back real quick. Yeah, he blinks out, so you don't see him here on your screen in the replay. He's going to come back into the picture in a second, and you'll see, yep, there he is. He's going to blink back in and kind of morph through the 32 machine of Andy Palicki. He's going to slap off that outside wall, and that Moser Racing machine, plenty of damage. I think he's actually going to give the 8 truck as well of Gary Clark Jr. some damage as well, so unfortunately for him. And it looks like these leaders going to head off here onto pit lane, get that Sunoco Racing fuel here early.
Yep, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of these drivers just do splash and go very early on. Yes, it's only 10 laps in the book, but I feel like these drivers are thinking strategy-wise. It's too early for tires. They haven't really used up a lot of rubber on the tires yet. These tires can last almost close to 50, 60, 70 laps at times, depending on the pace, and we could already see a lot of the drivers just stopping and going real quick for a short amount of fuel to top off the tanks.
Well, one driver looks like he stayed out was Hayden Palumbo, the 35 machine, as he's pacing behind the pace truck at the moment. But Garrett Rainey is going to be the leader off pit lane in the 13 machine. John Kay behind him, Kyle Zittel in 4th, and Lucas Carver now up a position from the start of the race up to 5th. So it's a different strategy here for Palumbo. Not sure if that will work out. It's all going to depend tonight on when these cautions fall or not, but he looked for that track position. Now up 8 spots, but it's not like he was, hanging up there in 20th and 30th and grabbed a lot of track position. So definitely curious what his thoughts were behind that one here tonight.
Wouldn't be surprised if it's kind of seeing what they can do to slow up the quattro, I could say, of the Alabama gang team. I've trying to do a little bit more research to see who out of all that team, but I believe these 4 drivers are their main drivers, with Garrett Rainey, John Kay, Kyle Zittel, and Lucas Carver, all 4 sitting right there in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And I wouldn't be surprised if Hayden Palumbo, who's part of Insert Coin Racing, going to try to see if he can be a little bit of a distraction for them, maybe slow up the pace a little bit, get some of his drivers like Brantley Gainey Jr., who's also part of Insert Coin Racing, up there to the front, as well as you got Cole Maxwell, who's also part of that team, and Jan Verleer, who had a really was struggling earlier in the race, who's right now down in 40th position. And I would not be surprised if we're seeing some team play here, trying to see if he could slow up some of these Alabama gang drivers to try to get his own team up there and have a really good points night for that team.
Yeah, lots going on here as you see Corey Rutherford coming back to pit lane here in the number 15. So some trucks picking up some damage, possibly actually just some extra fuel. If you're in the back here, why not come down, get that splash of Sunoco Racing fuel. Not really losing much track position here is Rutherford. He's back here in the back 42nd. And only going to lose about 3 spots here, but he'll have that little bit extra fuel. You never know. Could help out here in the end as we come back up to the front. It is going to be Hayden Palumbo, Garrett Rainey, who are going to lead us down to the green flag here. as we are still under our first caution flag of the night here in the Venom Truck Series. And if you're just joining us, it's now on the PGR eSports Network, so we appreciate all you viewers here tonight coming on over. Make sure you hit subscribe here. Give us some subscriptions here on PGR. We'll be with you all season long. We'll get to that schedule here shortly. And will be a chase format playoff. And it'll be the chase for the Nathan Reynolds Cup, which will start on July 14th. But right now, we'll get back to that restart. Between the 35 and the 13. And you're seeing a lot of names up here that did really well in the heats, including Kay and Zittel. You see Motocek, he's up here to 8th. Eric Breeding's down 7 spots. He was your Heat 1 winner, as he looks to come back up to the front as well. Here we go from Daytona, as the pace truck's going to hit pit lane once again. Palumbo will bring us back to the green flag and into the restart zone. We're back green here at Daytona. Great jump here from Palumbo. As we go through the field just a little bit, you see him spreading out just a little bit through mid-pack. A lot of guys, Tyler, taking it easy here on this restart. Man, we could see some big gaps here through this field as we jump up here in the Goodyear blimp. You could see it a lot easier here. Back all the way to the 76 machine of Pascal Smart Pace. And right behind him, it's Zach Watson, Tommy Cook. They're going to get a big run, though, here into turn 3.
I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the drivers were very hesitant. They want to make sure they have a decent run, but at the same time, don't want to. I think they're trying to mind P's and Q's on if someone misses a shift, because seeing how a lot of the trucks are spread out, they were kind of trying to make sure no one missed a shift, and then everyone gets all tangled up with each other and having a massive wreck. I mean, we do see a little bit of a gap here with Cleft Outfit and Cole Maxwell with about a little bit of a less than a second gap, but I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing them coming back and catching back up. Also, too, Andy Ducato up 20 spots. He is actually the winner from the heat race previously as well.
A little choppy audio there. Apologies for that. We'll get Tyler cleared up here in a minute. It's rainy here on the top side. It's going to lead him off the turn back into the tri-oval here at Daytona. We stay too wide throughout the field. Hayden Palumbo, Zittel still here up in the front. We do have a rookie, though, up to 5th. It's Matt Williamson, as he is going to work up here to get to the top. Lucas Carver up to 6th, Breeding in 7th at the moment. Motocek in 8th. Steve Bruman in 9th. And right now, Matt Slosher in the 10th position. That's your current top 10, as 43 trucks took the green flag here tonight. And a lot of action here ahead, as 15 laps of 120 here, still in the infant stages of tonight's race. We've had one yellow flag, and so far so clean throughout. We'll have to keep an eye on that fuel mileage here tonight as well. And we stay 2 by 2 through the field. Michael Milfelt Jr. knocking on the door of the top 10. He's up 12 spots, and behind him, Andy Ducato, who's up 18. They're the biggest movers here in tonight's race. A guy that's lost some positions since the start of the race, that's going to be Cole Maxwell. He's down 14 in the 31st position at the moment. Rodney Matney all the way in last in 40-30s, down 12. So right now, it's Milfelt and Ducato really the ones on the move. You see them here in the middle of your screen. Yeah, we'll still work to get Tyler back, as he's probably doing some pit road reporting at the moment. We'll have him back up here in the booth momentarily. I want to thank everyone here in the chat tonight. Make sure you always drop the lines here for PGR. We like to share all the kind words for the drivers here tonight. We have Robin Motocek cheering for Joshua here tonight. And we are also see McKinnon in the chat. The King Gray. Number 69, you got a fan tonight? Josh Waite. And some good luck wishes here tonight as well. As we are coming along here on a Tuesday night. Well, actually, while we have him in, I think we got Tyler Vickery back in here.
Yep, I finally fixed everything. Had a little bit of a slight little connection error there from, looks like iRacing, and then my mic was doing some weird funky stuff, so I had to fix that there, so apologies for that. What I was saying at one point before I had like all the connection issues is Ducato was actually they did a week ago, they did a clash, and Andrew Ducato was the winner of that race. It was a 60 lap race. He led 12 of the 60 laps and was able to pull away from the win in that one. Joshua Moychek, Zach Lockett, Jan Van Leer, and Tommy Cook were your top 5 in that race. So not surprised seeing Andrew Ducato coming from the back to the front, as he was also started 37th in that race. So we've already seen Andy Ducato going from 19th up 19 spots already.
Yeah, he's definitely on the move in that 0-2 machine. He's driving that all-new Dodge Ram here to iRacing tonight. Nice to see a lot of Rams here in this field, as Ducato is making moves, getting up to the front, still up 18 positions, knocking on the door here of the top 10. But still up front, it's Hayden Palumbo who took that, took that chance there to not come down pit lane to get that fuel. But he'll still be your leader with Rainey here on the outside. So we'll see how that plays out. If we get a long green flag run, man, I'll tell you what, that might hurt Palumbo here tonight. He's going to have to come in without practically any help here. So here's to see how that all shapes out tonight. And I'm sure he's looking for a caution before the end of the stint.
I'll be very curious on how that plays out, because that was it was an interesting call for him staying out. It's a 10 lap difference. So that means he's right now going to be 10 laps of fuel less than what everyone else is going to be on. And we already know that the fuel window, from what a lot of these drivers were doing in the practice session, in a 45-minute practice session earlier, that the fuel window was roughly about 30 to 35 laps. So being off by 10 laps already is a huge disadvantage there for Hayden Palumbo. And now you're adding into the effect of him leading one of the lines as well. So very interesting and bold strategy there for Hayden.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see how that, like I said, see how that continues to play out here tonight. Right now, these drivers, though, they are riding along here, obviously in a pack, but no one really doing too much pushing here. As you see Tommy Cook, Greg Elliott farther back in the 91. You got Zach Lockett back here in the 93 Toyota, Charlie Widner as well. They're going to be up around that 12th position at the moment. And kind of just keeping it clean. Not a bad idea here at Daytona. You want to definitely put yourself in a position to win, and you can't do that if you're out of the race early here tonight. So nice to see some clean pack racing at the moment. As we are going to be clicking off lap number 21, transitioning to lap 22 here. And a beautiful day and evening here in Daytona Beach, Florida. It's the first race of season number 11. And Tyler, next week we'll head to Auto Club Speedway, one of my favorite racetracks here on the service, especially as a broadcaster. It is a fun racetrack to watch.
Oh, 100%. It's a fun track. It's a very momentum track as well. And with these trucks, you can go flat out for most of the run. I just like how that track is able to take advantage of a lot of the speed, and then as the run goes on, you're going to have a lot of people trying to keep momentum and not losing too much speed going in the corners as the tires wear off. And I'm looking forward to that, especially, I mean, don't get me wrong, with me being only 45 minutes away from Daytona, Daytona is pretty much my home track in a sense when it comes to a lot of the NASCAR stuff. And it's just something that I always like seeing with the Daytona, but there's a lot of other tracks that NASCAR goes to that it's the momentum side of the racing is what I love.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's one of the best racetracks here in NASCAR. Obviously, one of the most famed tracks in all the world, to be honest. As right now, riding with Eric Breeding, he is the winner of heat number 2. He's making some moves now up to 7th position, riding right behind the rookie of Matt Williamson as we come into the tri-oval here. And yeah, so far so clean, and it's a good race as you see a view here from the grandstands at Daytona into the tri-oval and the beautiful Daytona International Speedway. We'll transition all the way to the West Coast next week for Auto Club. Unfortunately, in real life, it's not, was torn down, and they did have some talks about a short track possibly going in, but don't believe that's going to happen, unfortunately, and a big blowout there. That was one of my really good racetrack to watch, reminiscent a little bit of a sister track, the Michigan International Speedway. And another racetrack that we also love as well as we head back over here to this schedule. We'll get the schedule up for you guys here next week, but week number 3, it'll be April 7th at Rockingham. That'll be a treacherous track for these guys here in this series. April 14th, we'll head to Atlanta, so some more pack racing at Echo Park Speedway, and then Lime Rock Park. That'll be different here on April 21st. It'll be Texas Motor Speedway. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, yeah, Lime Rock.
And still some difficulties here for Tyler's microphone. But yeah, Lime Rock Park on April 21st, Texas Motor Speedway.
It's going to be a fun one, especially with what all is going to be happening. My mic's.
And we'll pause Tyler for just a minute as he gets that sorted out. But Texas Motor Speedway on April 28th. That'll end the March and April campaign. We'll head to Bristol as well as Charlotte, Worldwide Technology as Nashville in May. We'll hit Dover, Michigan, Hickory, Chicagoland, which will be awesome, and Richmond in June. We'll turn the page to Darlington on July 7th, and that'll be the chase for the Nathan Reynolds Cup that begins on July 14th at Talladega. That will be a heck of a race right there. We'll do the Chicago Street Circuit on July 21st as Kansas Speedway then. Third race of the chase will be on July 28th. One of my favorite tracks, North Wilkesboro Speedway on August the 4th. And it'll all end at Homestead for 134 laps on August the 11th. So that should be something, as now we are lap 27 of 120 in. We'll see if we now could bring Tyler Vickery back in, see if we can get him back on track here.
Let's see. Yeah, this is weird. I don't know what's been going on with my stuff lately. Back to what I was saying about with Lime Rock. I'm looking forward to seeing how Lime Rock plays out. It's one of those tracks that you got a lot of uphill and downhill sections, but it's a very technical road course track for these trucks, and we've seen it last year in real life with a lot of drivers being really aggressive, but we've seen a lot of errors and some, at the same time, some very great racing. So I'm looking forward to seeing these guys race at Lime Rock, and same with North Wilkesboro, as I had an opportunity before the repave where it was still the asphalt from 1987, and for a wheel and tour mod, being able to be out there for that both before the repave and after the repave. And after being there in person working on a tour mod, that track is close to my heart now, and I'm really hoping I can make it out again this year for the first points race of the NASCAR Cup Series in what seems to be many years now.
Yeah, for sure. We went through that whole schedule as well, man. Chicago Street Race, that's going to be something to call as well. Definitely going to be fun for me. I haven't called a lot of these racetracks. Obviously, typically Super Speedway over at PGR. And I'm definitely looking forward to going around the circuit here in a lot of different racetracks.
I'm looking forward to that as well. Me being a road course person for NASCAR, with the NASCAR stuff, I love those kind of tracks. I can tell you this, racing it when comparison to a NASCAR truck like this and even some of the smaller tracks, it's very, very it complex, I guess you could say, because the brake points are way different. You have to really watch your throttle inputs. I just love those kind of technical tracks.
Yeah, it should be a fun one. I'm really looking forward to the series. I'll be your host a lot of the time. We're going to get Tyler Vickery as well, the hybrid host as well, Matthew Baker, and a lot of teamwork to get this series put in here on the network here this year. Every Tuesday night we'll be live here, and we're looking, like I said, forward to that, and looking at the schedule kind of once again here. And it's every Tuesday night. These are fixed sets for the most part. And it does say in parentheses, custom made where needed. So it's possible we'll see some custom fixed sets at some of the racetracks here. You do need at least a C license to run these, and an I rating between 1,500 and 3,000 for your application. It is a 20 race season, a 5 race chase. You do get a drop race and 1 provisional. And each week they'll qualify at 8:15. We'll go green there shortly after. So don't forget every Tuesday night to be with us here. Next week it's 85 laps at Auto Club.
I would also say too, definitely save this on your timeline for June 16th. For that race at Hickory Motor Speedway, a 200 lap throwback night. That's a track I would love to get to at some point in real life. And I'm looking forward to watching these guys, especially if we have a huge grid like we have now. I am really looking forward to that race. That is a old time NASCAR short track that I'm looking forward to watching these guys race.
Well, I'll tell you what, if we're putting 40-some drivers on that track, it is going to be chaotic. So I'm curious to see how they will work that event into the schedule, because that will be complete and utter chaos. But, man, it'll be a sight to see, that's for sure. And they got a lot more room here to run at Daytona. They're doing well with it tonight. Only 1 yellow flag. It came early, and now we're, approaching lap 32, 33 here, Tyler. What's it looking like for fuel?
Fuel-wise, it should be, in all honesty, should be getting close to that window. Like Hayden Plumbo, I'm very surprised right now. I'm wondering if he was able to fuel save enough during the caution laps. We're right now sitting on lap 32, and we're right in that window for Hayden to be running really low on fuel. Alabama gang team, all 4 drivers, Rainey, Kay, Zittel, Carver, all still sitting there 2 through 5. I would not be surprised if we start seeing potential strategies here, especially for Hayden Plumbo, because he's going to be having to run it really all the way to the ragged edge on fuel. Seeing further down also too, Racing Moose, the Raging Moose Racing, Paul Sargent's fallen off the pack. Gary Clark Jr. is actually the last car in this lead pack of 40 trucks. The other driver that has also fallen off is in 42nd place, the number 44 of Tyler Burgett, who looks like he might have a potential of falling a lap down here in a few moments' time. So unfortunate for both Tyler Burgett and Paul Sargent, but the rest of these drivers from 40th all the way up to the lead, strategy is going to get really interesting here, and everyone is within 3 seconds from the leaders all the way to the last truck on this lead pack in 40th. So a lot of strategies going on as we got a caution, big wreck, and a huge wreck as well. A few other cars getting involved. Oh man, huge. Man, there was a few other trucks coming in last second. About half of the field involved in that wreck too. I see a lot of trucks possibly broken as well. My goodness, that was huge from at least 25th on back.
Yeah, no fast repairs. So, man, I'll tell you what, that was a big one. Man, do we have a great view of that one? Well, man, that was a lot of trucks. You see heavy damage there for the 5. That's John Van Leer. We got one smoking up here.
On that one.
Ooh, yeah, look at Greg Elliott, the 51 or the 91, smoke billowing out the back. That'll end his night here, as that'll put him in a hole to start the season. The 11's got some damage of Corey Clark. Yeah, big one here. It's set to go back to that replay momentarily, but wow, what a big wreck here as we go back up front. You know what, Tyler? You know who that? I was just going to get to Hayden Palumbo, and I'll tell you what, he's bailed out there by that caution.
Oh, 100% was absolutely bailed out there. Hayden was probably thanking his lucky stars right there that a caution came out, as the caution looked like it all came around from the 88, getting a little bit of a tap, sent him around after making impact with the wall. But man, huge impacts for a few drivers. I mean, especially the worst end of it was for Greg Elliott, just going head on into the wall, just innocent bystander out of that too, just as he was almost clear of it too.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go back here in just a second. As now the pace truck here pacing this field around. You're going to see all these trucks here on the lead lap come down for Sunoco Racing Fuel, possibly some tires as well. As, yeah, we still avoid a green flag stop. We were going to get closer and closer there on that run, but we'll not do it this time. We'll see if we can do it here in a little bit, but yeah, Tommy Cook involved, Corey Clark, Joshua Rutherford, Cade Cannon. It looks like Jordan Janot, Chris Mackey. Man, just a lot of trucks here as we keep an eye here on the front of this field. We'll see if they start peeling down pit lane here. It'll be led here by Garrett Rainey.
I'd be surprised if we see some potential drivers either staying out or taking tires. And actually, Matt Williamson, the rookie, and Joshua Wojcik staying out, taking a chance there, as they're only 25 laps into their run, still probably about 10 laps of fuel in that window. Few people staying out as well. Five trucks staying out on track. Here we go, waiting for the race off pit road. We're seeing a lot of 4-tire stops as well. Rainey is able to get the great run out, and it's going to win the battle off of pit road. And how about this? All 4 drivers from that Alabama gang team, all of the first 4 out of the pit box and coming out of pit exit. So Garrett Rainey, John Kay, Kyle Zittel, and Lucas Carver, all your first 4 trucks coming out of the pit stops.
Yeah, we're gonna go back here, Tyler, and pick up this this yellow flag here. And I'll tell you what, it is gonna be a big one. Watch the middle of your screen, the 88 truck here on the high side. That's Cade Cannon going around. They're gonna all wreck on the bottom as well. Everyone's just gonna kind of pile on. And there it is, a huge one here in the tri-oval. Let's go back this up again. See if we can figure out here, Tyler, what exactly started that. Keep an eye on the 20 and the 88. It's Cook in the middle of your screen with Cannon.
It almost looked like the 88 just got very tight going to the trial.
Well, you know, the 78
a little bit.
It looks like the 78 comes up a little bit, and there's 2 88s there. So we're looking at Cannon, but we're also looking at, there's another 88. He's in the orange, and that looks like it's going to be a couple cannons. They're not quite sure. Cade, yeah, there's a Cade Cannon. There's a couple cannons in this one, and it looks like that truck came up, and wow, I mean, everyone's just kind of barreling into the wreck, really nowhere to go. As you see, the 74 involved. Tommy Cook is involved. Brantley Gainey Jr., as well as John Van Leer. I mean, yeah, this is just a big one here. That brings out our second caution flag.
Yeah, that was a rough one too, and a lot of trucks still sitting in there like right now that is still taking possibly repairing damage. Joshua Rutherford, Greg Elliott, John Van Leer, Brent Gainey, Parker Donaldson, and Gary Clark have been sitting in pit road for almost 3 minutes now. 4 minutes for Greg Elliott and Joshua Rutherford. I'm kind of worried, especially seeing with Greg Elliott's motor kind of blown. I think it's safe to say Greg Elliott might be done for the night. Joshua Rutherford doesn't look to have a lot of damage, but he might have possibly broken a tire as well. So that's an unfortunate thing there for Joshua Rutherford. But already 37th down to 42nd. A few drivers look like possibly could be out of this race already.
Yeah, a lot of drivers or trucks going to the garage area. And now a rookie here up in the front. It's Matt Williamson. He'll get his shot at leading some laps tonight. He's got the 60 and Motocek right above him as we're going to get the restart here. This time by Tyler. That's sunsetting though here at Daytona. We're going to have to crank on those lights. We're going to finish this race under the lights and at night here tonight. Rutherford, yeah, man, just a crazy big wreck there. Josh Rutherford, he's going to be back in the 42nd position and out of tonight's race, I believe. So here we go. It's Matt Williamson on the front row with Joshua Motocek. Brad Slagle up to third, George Jackson fourth, and Garrett Rainey fifth. As the pace truck's going to head off the pit lane once again, hit the restart zone. The green flag's going to be back out here at Daytona.
A little bit checking up further back, but great restart for a lot of the guys up top. And already you can see some of the teams starting to set everything up now. Already the Alabama gang quadruplet of Garrett Rainey, Kyle Zittle, John Kay, Lucas Carver are already setting themselves up here. Looks like they might be going 3 wide here for a moment, but they decide not to as the Highline is getting a decent run here already, and Wojciech getting a huge run by the 52 of rookie of Brad Slagle as well for Wildish Motorsports.
Another driver to keep an eye on now, it's Brody Gunter. He's up a couple positions here now, trying to crack the top 10. You see that sunset out the front of his windshield here as he works on the back bumper of Hayden Palumbo, who's led some laps tonight. Obviously, he had to get a little bit more fuel, so that's why Palumbo's going to lose some track position since that restart, but you see Gunther here now up to top 10. He's got some racing trophies there in the background. Look for him tonight to make a move, try to get up to the front as now Brad Slagle has taken the lead here. And that's the first time we've seen Slagle up front. It's the 52 machine. And we've seen a lot of comers and goers here early in this race. 2 caution flags if you're just joining us. And yeah, 39 of 120 in the books. We'll be hitting that third, the 1/3 point of this race, Tyler, and these guys came to race tonight.
Oh, absolutely, and we're already seeing a lot of the drivers up front trying to set up their teams, trying to get themselves up there, especially seeing some of these drivers trying to decide what to do on how they want to be able to get their teams up there, especially looking at some of these team names and stuff too, like we got Work in Progress Racing with Brody Gunther. Get some help. Oh, big hit there on the 26 on the right side, hitting the outside wall there. That was, I believe, if I can find him real quick, that was Eric Breeding. Yeah, Eric Breeding just getting a really rough hit there on the side. Everyone having to check up, getting back in line, but that was not a good little start there for Eric Breeding, falling back already 14 spots from his original start in third.
Yeah, here's Matt Williamson. Man, he's got that force feedback cranked to the max. As you see his wheel, man, it is moving in this pack. That rookie here up to fourth right now. They're going to fan out 4-5 wide. They're going to wreck. Wrecking here at pit entry or pit exit. And a huge one again. The big one strikes again. And all
a few more
sorts
behind.
of trucks. Wow, another big wreck here at Daytona. And man, I'll tell you what, they're stacking them up now because we are going to have a smaller field every time we get one of these big ones, Tyler. Another big one, and it comes really in the same spot as the last one.
Yeah, it's just as things looked like was going to possibly be calming down, and then looks like one driver making an error, and oh my goodness, the guys in the back trying to be able to react quick enough and just was not able to react, and being 3 wide right off the rip, and then looks like, yeah, just a few trucks getting sideways, one getting down on the apron, looked like the 7 coming down on the apron, and then the 2 just had nowhere to go and getting turned by the 89, which is Lucas Carver turning John Kay, actually. So teammates turning each other, trying to be able to mind their P's and Q's when they're 3 wide. So rough go already there for the Alabama gang, all up in the front early in this race, and now already one of their trucks is very severely damaged after that wreck.
Yeah, for real. We're going to have to go back and take another look here at this one. We'll stay up front right now. It's Kyle Zittel. Actually, behind the pace truck, we'll see. I would assume here, yet again, we're going to come down for Sunoco Racing Fuel, Tyler. And after we hit pit road, we'll go back there to that replay. It looks like Pascal Samard Pace, as well as Charlie Widner, Cole Maxwell, Josh Freed, Joey K. And Joey K, a winner tonight in heat number 2. He's part of this one as well. So we'll check that out in just a minute. But Zittel's going to lead them down here in this Guardian Lager Dodge Ram, that 53, looking really beautiful here as the lights come on at Daytona.
Yep, lights come on at Daytona, and I think a lot of these teams now are thinking, okay, well, one of the drivers from the top team is involved. There's a chance now that they can be able to work together, get themselves up front, and it's just amazing to see how quickly just one incident, and next thing you know, a team that's been doing very well already in this race, all of them separated throughout the field now, and especially with a few having damage. So going to be very curious on seeing what some of these drivers decide to do.
Well, Zittel's going to stay out. So that's
same
very
with Plummo.
there.
Got a few drivers staying out. Andy Ducato, Brody Gunther, Lucas Carver's going to stay out as well. Corey Clark, the rookie, as well as Andy Palicki also staying out. So it looks like 7 drivers are staying out while everyone else is coming into the pits for damage repairs, fuel, and possibly even tires.
Yeah, we see the 60 there getting left side tires as he peels off. And yeah, I believe see him starting to come off pit lane now. Zach Lockett was on pit lane, his 93 Toyota machine. He's now getting up to the top 3. He's up 23 spots, but you know, we got a lot of guys here in the top 10 up a lot of positions at the moment. You see Andy Ducato, you mentioned him winning the Clash. He's up 27 positions, up to 3rd now. You got Corey Clark, a rookie, up 29 positions to 6th, and Andy Palicki up 35 to 7th as we now go back to that yellow flag. And here it is in the same spot as the last one. Ooh, the 2 and the 89 get together. And wow, another just big wreck here. 69's involved. That's Cole Maxwell. And the 95 truck. And that's Charlie Widner. So let's go back here again and try to find out what, you know, causes this yellow flag here. I believe it's going to start, you know, the 7. Let's take a look at the 7 truck here. The 7's on the bottom. I believe that's going to be George Jackson. And they're pushing hard in the middle here. We got one comes down, the 13, but they're fine here. We're 3 wide past the start-finish line. As we come to the start-finish line, the 7's going to go down to the yellow line here. It looks like he almost checks up a little bit. The 2 gets into him. It turns him underneath the apron. He gets off the gas. You see the flames out the pipe. And then Tyler, he just tries to come back. And, you know, the 2's getting off the gas. And the 89's right there and kind of turns the 2. But it's not his fault.
Yeah, it kind of gives me, like, reminds me of when you get on the apron too much, especially here at Daytona, how the apron... And even if, like, if you ever come here in person, you can kind of have a chance to walk on the start-finish line sometimes. You could almost see the difference from the banking from the elevation down to the apron, and it seems like I'm wondering if the 7 maybe didn't realize how close he was to that double yellow line and got the left side tires on that apron, which doing that in any vehicle here for the trucks, the O'Reillys, the Cups, no matter what, if you get 2 tires on that apron, it seems like it just really quickly unsettles the vehicle, and then you get situations like this where we have someone else is having to be trying to watch what happens to the truck in front of them, and then we get these kind of wrecks like we had just now.
Yeah, for sure. As we're gonna go green here, Tyler. This time, we got a plane landing there in the airport behind the speedway. Great shot
Daytona
here.
International Airport.
Yes, sir. As Sun's truly setting here. Lights are on. Can't wait till it's dark here. These trucks going to look awesome here under the lights, and going to be some fireworks here later tonight as there were in those heats. It's Zittel going to bring us down to the green here. Right behind him, right below him, it's Hayden Palumbo. And we talked about Brody Gunter. He's up 12 spots, up to third. Ducato now in fourth. Lucas Carver up the fifth. And yeah, here we go. The crowd's going to come back to their feet here as we work towards that halfway point of tonight's race. Here goes that pace truck once again to the restart zone, and the green flag back out at Daytona.
Decent little run there by Kyle Zittel, just being able to really clear out on Hayden Palumbo. Got Andy Ducato there on the inside lane. Already 3 cars clear of the middle. But already now Brody Gunther getting a decent run here over Andy Ducato, starting to get some momentum as another teammate of the Alabama gang, Lucas Carver, starting to get some momentum. And baby looks like here he's going to start pushing Gunther here up top. As a huge block there by Hayden Palumbo in front of Gunther. That's going to check up everything.
Yeah, big check up here is the field again. They're going to start separating a little bit, and we've seen that tonight, though. The problem is they do this, but they don't do it for long enough. We've yet to get to a green flag stop here. So we worked lap 45, now 46 of 120. So 14 to go here till halfway of tonight's race. Just remember, we did have 10 lap heats here tonight to start, to set the positions here for this feature race. It's Zittel now still your leader with Ducato. Last week's winner for the Clash here up to second at the moment. We are kind of, up here in the booth. We'd like to see these guys have to come to pit lane under green flag conditions tonight and see what these guys got, because I think that'll really change the scope of this race as Ducato now all the way up P1 for the first time tonight as he gets a great push on exit from Hayden Palumbo.
Yeah, and looking at this, with Ducato leading, Andy Ducato actually being the Rookie of the Year for last season, for Season 10 as well, and just being able to really get a decent run there, I believe, as well for Andy Ducato. Double checking on some of these teams. He's running all by himself right now for Overcompensating Racing. Did have 1 win last season in 18 starts and was able to get finished top 5 in 5 of those 18 races. So pretty decent little season there for Andy Ducato. Was good enough to get him Rookie of the Year for last season for Season 10.
Well, lots of good information right there as we stay too wide through this field. Let's go to back, though. We are going to take a peek down here in the scoring and timing. And, yeah, a lot of trucks off pace at the moment. You got to go look back here, I believe. Let's count these trucks. We do have quite a few here on the lead lap, but we do have Parker Donaldson well off pace, as is Jane Van Leer, Gary Clark Jr. Cole Maxwell off pace as well. He's in the pits. Greg Elliott is back in 41st. Josh Rutherford's in the pits, and Rodney Matney's been out for a while as well. So, if you really look at it, Tyler, you're looking at about, I'd say, 37th on back to 43, probably out of this race here tonight. Got a few more drivers, Brantley Gainey Jr. and Jordan Janor. They're off pace right now, about 12.5 seconds back. So we'll see if they can get back into contention here tonight. So, yeah, a lot of differences here on these restarts. I think we're just seeing a lot of guys, if you look farther back in this pack, Chris Mackey back here with Josh Freed, Matt Slosser, John Kane. I think they're just kind of riding around right now, not too worried about fighting up front. They kind of want to get some laps in here tonight and make it to the end.
Yeah, and that's what it's looking like right now too. They're keeping a 1.5 second gap off of Paul Sargent, who is there in the back of Clef Douthat. Just trying to be able to hang on and see if they're catching back up. They are catching back up to that group slightly, but I think they're all trying to play safe after some of the wrecks that happened. Joshua Rutherford was in the chat earlier. Looks like he had too much damage were done as what iRacing would give him. So unfortunately there for Rutherford, that'll be a 42nd place finish for him, and we've already seen Greg Elliott's already left the session, so we know he's out with a motor issue. I believe Cole Maxwell is also done for, as well, as he had a meatball flag at one point, I think I noticed. So I think at least 4 trucks out. Gary Clark Jr., John Van Leer, all on track, multiple laps down, as well as Parker Donaldson. But those guys are going to need some caution flags to be able to get back in this race right now.
Yes, they are, and we'll keep an eye on that throughout the night here. 10 laps now to go until the halfway point. And Palumbo still your leader. Zittel behind him. On the hot side, it's Andy Ducato. And you can see these guys definitely, especially in the trioval, Tyler, it looks like they're really calmed down a lot. Right there is where these accidents have happened, really just before the exit of pit lane. And those 2 big ones here tonight that have kind of, really threw this race upside down for quite a few drivers. We still have a couple rookies up here in the top 13, Williamson and Jack Watts right now. And we do have one farther back with Clef Douthit. He's back in 26th. And those are your 3 rookies here in this field. So, well, actually, one more. Corey Clark, he's up to 10th. So 4 rookies in this field here tonight. 3 of them doing a really good job early.
Yep, doing really good. And the other thing I've noticed too, I was going through some more of the teams, and the Alabama gang guys, I could see and understand why they're the team, pretty much the team to beat, as they are also doing a team standings as well. I'll be able to try to keep that updated throughout the season as well. But I did notice this is the one reason why this team is very dominant, and every other driver that's not on that team wants to beat him. Kyle Zittel, you could already see Kyle Zittel up to 3rd. You got Lucas Carver getting up there to 6th, now 5th now, and Garrett Rainey's right in that mix as well. But they have actually won 4 times from season 6 all the way up to season 9 of the team championship side, winning multiple times. They could have looked like they could have had a chance of winning a 5th straight time, but they did get beat by the 939 Motorsports team, who is the current reigning team champion from season 10, which that list consists of the defending champion of Matt Schlozer, Chad Stern, Josh Freed, and Zach Lockett. So it's going to be really interesting. We could already see how some of the teams are playing, and we could already notice how well that team, the Alabama gang team, is doing right now here at Daytona.
Yeah, you've mentioned them a lot here tonight. They're definitely dominating here, and they will look to do that throughout the season. Obviously, with the schedule we talked about, though, lots can change. We do have Rockingham. We saw the Chicago Street race on there. You mentioned Hickory Motor Speedway. I mean, Bristol, we do have a very, I think, what you say, Lime Rock. So we have just a very diverse schedule, and we are going to see, I believe, a lot of changes throughout the standings throughout the season. We'll bring them here live in broadcast weekly, and I'm definitely most interested in some of those street course races, some stuff we haven't covered in the past, and looking to see how these drivers fare on those. Man, that Chicago street race is going to be definitely interesting to watch. These guys navigate far different here from Daytona. These guys right now sticking in the front. We don't really see them trying to make any passes right now. You'll have to start to see if these drivers farther back that we were talking about in the second pack, Tyler, Eric Breeding's back here. I mean, these guys don't want to lose too much touch, with this lead pack, just in case we finally get those green flag laps that we've been longing for here tonight. They do not want to put themselves in a hole if this race goes green for quite some time.
Yeah, and I have noticed they have lost the draft big time too. They were originally only a 1.5 seconds, and they have actually fallen off to 3 seconds, as there's actually a shakeup now. I believe a few of the other drivers are doing, looks like they might be doing some switch arounds, as I'm assuming it might have been a truck that had some damage up front. So they're actually working on getting, looks like they've got Josh Freed going to be up front now and trying to get that group together. And they're losing a lot of time now, almost close to 4 seconds of difference, but trying to get themselves reorganized here and trying to get some momentum back. But they are fallen off big time now. 5 seconds behind the last lead lap truck in the lead pack in 25th, which is George Jackson right now. So they're gonna need to ask for a miracle here if they want to be able to catch back up to this lead pack.
Yeah, without a doubt, as it becomes darker and darker here at Daytona. Light's gonna take care of that here tonight. 2 wide down the backstretch we go. And it's all Ducato here as we bring up some race analysis for you here in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And we'll see the recap here. We are lap number 56 to 120. Their leader, Ducato, there's been 3 cautions tonight for 9 laps and 25 lead changes through 56 laps. I mean, that's almost, a lead change per lap, and that's something we love to see here at Daytona. And these guys putting on a show. That's what they came to do. And now on the bottom, it's the 35 of Palumbo. Here's the 01, Brody Gunther. We've talked about him a couple times here tonight. We'll bring him back up here as you see him sawing on his wheel as he looks to get to the lead tonight. But right now, not in any hurry. And just wants to keep it clean as he works on the back of Ducato.
And actually, I gotta say this, I didn't realize it at first. Kept thinking the name sounded familiar to me because I follow a lot of the short track. Brody Gunther is actually a real-life Cars Tour racer, it is the driver I was thinking of. He races in the Cars Tour, and he's debuted in this series back in Season 6. He is going to be a part-timer, though, as there are a few Cars Tour races that will possibly take place during the same time frame as him being still out of town trying to get back home. So we might see Brody Gunther here and there, but Brody Gunther is a Cars Tour regular for real life racing. So pretty awesome here to see a Cars Tour driver here on the Venom Truck Series.
Well, Tyler, if we get another caution flag here tonight, maybe we'll get a word with Brody Gunther. It's been our first interview here of season number 11, the first on the PGR eSports Network. I want to thank everyone for joining us here tonight, getting involved in the chat as well. And looking forward to calling the season all year long here. And our first, glad these guys, Kyle Zittel came over for the PGR 500, reached out to us, and here we are calling the Venom Truck Series, an awesome league. And these guys, they got some numbers, and it's good to see. And hopefully we can get some of these guys over to PGR as well and try to run in some of the marquee events like the SummerSlam 499, which will come up here this summer, as we'll head to Talladega in that one, most likely in the next gen car. We're also thinking about an Indy 500. We'll see about that, but going to try to bring some more marquee events to PGR, possibly some regular tracks as well. We're thinking about a Southern 500, possibly a Coke 600 in the future, and who knows, maybe a Bristol night race. Just never know. We're looking at doing some different stuff here in 2026 and beyond, trying to bring in some new drivers. I believe a lot of these guys that love to run a lot of these different tracks would be perfect candidates. Come on over for some of those races as Palumbo now back to the lead. He's been doing a great job here tonight controlling the field.
Absolutely. Hayden Palumbo's one of those guys that's been doing well. Brody Gunther has been able to hang up there as well. Brody Gunther's won best finish of first for 14 times. A lot of these guys are a few up there as well. I'm trying to see what Hayden Palumbo's best finish is as well, but these guys have been running very decent so far. Actually, I found that Hayden Palumbo's also won 3 times in this series, so many of these drivers are giving opportunities to try to make some huge runs here and possibly get themselves another win.
Yeah, win's going to be a great start to their season if they can get it. It'll really set themselves up as we head to Auto Club. As Ducato back to the lead, Brody Gunther up to third. So Ducato's made up he's up 29 spots. He's actually your biggest mover, I believe, here. Yep, biggest mover is Ducato. Actually, no, Andy Palicki. We haven't talked about him much. He is actually up 37 positions here tonight. So he's actually your biggest mover and doing a great job as he works on the back bumper of Zittel here. And work into turn number 3. Apologies there for a couple camera hiccups, but yeah, this man right here, Palicki, doing a great job. Currently in the 4th position. see his starting position here tonight. Oh, he's going to get turned. We have a wreck here. And just as we're talking about him, he goes around. I believe we'll get a caution. He's going to come back up into the field. And, man, that was a jinx right there. Sorry for that one. But Andy Palicki started 42nd all the way up here into the top 5 and gets turned as we are showcasing him here on the broadcast. And that'll bring out your 4th caution flag of the night. So trouble here for Palicki. We'll go right back to it. Well, we got it. Now let's keep an eye on this little announcer's jinx here.
Yeah, really unfortunate there for Andy too, especially starting 42nd, got up to 4th, and then having that unfortunate accident there, gonna send him back a little bit.
Yeah, keep an eye on Palicki. He's right behind Zittel here. Man, it's gonna happen in the same spot all night. He's gonna offset Zittel. Oh, did he blow? I think he blew. We come here. Let's look at this again in slow motion. We'll back off just a tad, and we'll watch Palicki here. He is pushing Zittel hard, and then, yep. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's a shotgun net code, but he just pops and he loses all his speed. And that's why Lockett gets into him. There's nowhere for the 11 to go. But keep an eye on that for us and see what you find out there, Tyler. That definitely did not look good. We'll watch it one more time, and you could just see it kind of give out.
That's an unfortunate thing too, because Andy Palicki has been in this series since the start in season 1, season 5 series champion as well. Has made the chase 3 times, so he's won 16 times in his career, and that's a really unfortunate situation there for Andy.
I'm trying to get another view of this. It is just crazy here how that worked out for Palicki, and unfortunate there. We'll see if you can get a word and find out exactly what happened. That was odd there, as we are under our 4th caution flag here of the tonight's race. We'll now get some more pit stops here, led down by Hayden Palumbo to pit lane. Sunoco Race Fuel, probably some Goodyear fresh rubbers as they are in yet again.
Not be surprised if we see drivers deciding to take tires on this, especially after a long run that they've had. Would not be surprised if some drivers do decide to stay out and take an advantage of this, knowing that there's been some recent wrecks happening, and going to take a chance on whether or not there's going to be another one happening or not.
Yeah, and we are a lot of guys, different strategies here for sure. And it looks like our leader somehow is going to be the 05 of Chad Stearns. Haven't really talked about him. But we'll try to get an interview here in a second as well. And let these guys get back up here in line, catch that pace truck momentarily. As we approach the halfway point of tonight's race, we'll be counting them down here shortly. And we'll see Brody Gunter. He's going to stay up front, Tyler. I know you were interested in speaking with him, so we'll see if we can pull him here into the booth. It'll be our first interview of the year, and it's going to be Brody Gunter in the 01. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, I'm going to pass you off here to Tyler Vickery. He's my co-host here tonight. We'll see if we get a word with you up to that 4th position.
Yeah, Brody, overall, we've been seeing you working your way through the field up to 4th. Just how's the truck feeling right now after this, making it through half the race so far for you?
Well, so far it's feeling clean. I think it's about something that few people can say right now. I'm just happy to be in front of most of the wrecks. That's kind of my goal, is to be toward the front, in front of the wrecks, and hope maybe they don't happen at the very first couple of rows. But so far it's been good. It's been a little loose when people are directly behind you, but I feel like I'm managing it pretty well.
Yeah, and I know got a few teammates in there helping you out, trying to get you up there. I know you want to try to find a best way. Any strategies on what you're trying to do with your team, trying to beat these dominating teams, especially with the Alabama gang?
Yes, so, well, Josh sadly is wrecked and is out of the race. Too much damage he's done with the meatball. So right now it's just me and Corey. I think Corey's trying to also work his way up here. I think if we ever get a green flag pit stop, we'll probably plan to come down together. But right now, with all these kind of yellows and doing these yellow pit stops, I think it's just kind of almost a just do what you can in the moment kind of thing.
The other thing that kind of also made us curious, we noticed as well on trying to learn some more of the drivers, you're also planning on running the Cars Tour as well. I started to see you, especially being a local native here to Florida, especially myself. What's your plans with the Cars Tour and everything?
Yes, so, well, I've only ran a couple. I've only gotten 6 pro late model starts total, 4 being in the Cars Toy. And that's over the course of like I think a year. I think I started in May. My first Cars Tour race was in like June at KOA, and my second ever pro late model race, first ever Cars race, qualified third, finished second. So I was very happy with that. It's just the main thing is just cost. I mean, they're very expensive cars to race, but those events are just awesome to be a part of, and it's really big events. It's cool racing against people that are um, in NASCAR, just big names that race every single weekend, but it's also the challenging part, the fact that I don't have as much experience in seat time as they do.
Absolutely. Well, it's always fun to see you out here racing with Venom, and seeing that you're also getting your hands wet in Cars Tour, as well as in the pro late model scene. Probably will see you around it over even at my local track too at New Smyrna. So wish you all the luck with that as well, and we'll get you back over and focusing on the race here.
Yes, so we actually raced the Prelude last year with Nexus Racing and finished second there, so may I be able
Yep.
to race there again, hopefully.
Hope so too. Have a good race. Thank you again, Brody. We wish you a lot of luck.
Thank you.
Brody Gunther, that's a great interview right there, as he now is in the top 5. 4th position, up 11 spots since the start of this race. Green flag back out. It's Chad Stearns now here in the lead. Behind him, Andy Ducato, Kyle Zittel. They've been mainstays here in the top 5. Garrett Rainey now up the 4th as Lucas Carver up into the top 5 as we now, Tyler, lap 66 of 120. We are going to go starting to count them down here soon. And what has been an eventful night here since the drop of the green flag. A lot of comers and goers here tonight. We'll bring up that race analysis once again, and we have seen it all now. 28 lead changes, 4 cautions for 12 laps. Zittel, now your leader as we come to lap 67 here live on PGR eSports Network.
It's gonna be game time for a lot of these drivers too. It's halfway point. It's time to start setting up these strategies, setting everything up, knowing the fuel runs. You know you can possibly even make it now to 35 laps the way we've seen some of these drivers running. So it's a possibility that these drivers are trying to set themselves up for one long run and then a short run to the end, and hoping that they can be able to be on top of the team strategy too and get themselves up front.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're still longing for that green flag stop here tonight. And I don't know, 76. Yeah, we could get it. I mean, I would assume, Tyler, a one-stop race from here on out. So it's very... Oh, we're going to have a wreck. I believe yellow's going to come out. We have one up into the wall. They are scattering. Yellow flag back out. And we get another one here. And we have one to pit lane. That's the 44. John Kay involved. He's to pit lane as well. Chris Mackey. And yeah, well, just like that, 5th caution flag of the night. We got a meatball flag for someone out there in the field. And Zittel still leads it, but it'll still be a one-stop race if we go green, but just can't seem to get that long green flag run we thought we'd see tonight.
No, and that's what's kind of makes it tough. The aggression's going to start ramping up, and I think some of the drivers, especially rookies, are going to start making some mistakes. It's going to be We're going to start seeing more 3 wide action. These drivers are really going to start pushing the issue and doing what they can to see if they can be able to survive the rest of this run, especially as we're getting close to the end here.
Yeah, without a doubt. We'll see what the choice is here for these leaders. quite sure they'll come down. They may. We'll see. Pace truck's going to pick them up here between turns 3 and 4. We'll go back to that replay momentarily. It looks like Paul Sargent, that is, George Jackson, Steve Ruman, Parker Donaldson all involved, as is Gary Clark Jr., Chad Stearns, and Brantley Gainey Jr. So we've really a lot of impacts here for a lot of trucks here tonight. We've seen, big multi-truck accidents pretty much throughout the entire night. Nothing really small here as we pace on our 5th caution, and we'll keep an eye on your leader. Zittel will stay out. Most of the leaders will. We'll only see some. Ducato, that's surprising. We'll see if this strategy plays off for him as he gets that Dodge Ram into his pit stall. And we'll see here. It doesn't look like any tires going on that Dodge Ram. Looks like just Sunoco Racing Fuel. Possibly took some damage because he's been sitting here for a little bit longer than I thought he would. So got some others on pit lane as well. Let's go back here and watch what happens on this 5th yellow flag of tonight's race.
Wouldn't be surprised if he did get a little bit of damage there. I think a few of these other drivers are probably trying to decide on taking tires, knowing that these tires can last the rest of the way. Would not be surprised if we see people just take fuel and fuel only.
Yeah, there it is. It's right there in the 2nd position. It's the 05 Chad Stearns. Gets turned there by Ducato. So, yeah, he has damage. He goes into, what a hard hit impact there for the 05. These drivers did a great job here of fanning all over 4-5 wide almost. A lot of them had to come to pit lane. They're going to lose some spots. Well, we're going to have some farther in the back actually getting into it. It's, that's where a lot of the damage came from here. The 7 trucks involved. Jordan Genoa, the 84. You see the 04 as well. They kind of came just heading to check up here, and they just couldn't. Let's watch this in real time. And yeah, the 7 just, I don't know, the 7 just did not get off the brakes. He gets right into the back of, I believe that's the 00 of Bruman. What a huge impact there to bring out this caution.
And it's very unfortunate too. A lot of these drivers trying to set themselves up for the end, and they don't want to risk another incident like that, because sometimes the more damage, it just makes it more difficult to repair it, as well as then you're having to go from the back of the pack again, trying to get yourself up to the front.
Yeah, without a doubt. Pace truck lights will go off here this time by. We'll take a quick race break here on the PGR eSports Network. Don't go anywhere. Going back green here next time by. Back here live on PGR Esports, it's Kyle Zittel who's going to lead us back to the green flag, to his outside. It's the man we talked to earlier, Brody Gunter, as we get to the restart zone once again. Green flag back out at Daytona. big push here into turn 1 from the 35 of Palumbo. And that gets Zittel out to a big lead as now he controls the field and a lot of spread out race trucks behind. We've seen some big ones here tonight. 5 caution flags. Now as Palumbo to the outside of Zittel. Gets a push from Gunther down the backstretch. Here comes Williamson, your rookie. He's up to 4th. He's your highest rookie at the moment. As here comes the 55 machine, Paul Ellison, a driver we have yet to mention here tonight. And here he comes up 35 positions to 4th.
Big opportunity as well for him, if just being able to survive a lot of the incidents and just being able to work his way up to the top. Just minding his P's and Q's, working alongside with a few other drivers, trying to hang on to that top line. I think it's to the point now, a lot of these drivers know it's go time, but got to make it to the end, got to make it to that last green flag stop too.
Yeah, as we see here, Ellison right on the back bumper of Matt Williamson down the backstretch as he keeps making his way up here to the front. A new player here in this race that we did not expect here, but that's what you get at Daytona. A lot of wrecked race trucks here tonight here in race number 1 of the season. We'll have 19 more races to go though, so lots of time for some of these drivers to make up these points. And right now, one guy kind of lost some spots here at the beginning of the race. It's Joshua Motocek. We saw him do a great job in his heat tonight. As he tries to work that Yamaha Chevrolet back up to the front. A little bit farther back, Clef Duthiff. He's in the Marlboro number 48 Chevrolet. And he's now up to the 17th position. So mid-pack for him. It's been like that most of the night, but it's going to count a little bit later. And as we get closer and closer, we're closing in on lap 75 here tonight. And so far, 2x2 here since the restart.
These guys are just minding the P's and Q's. Few other trucks being further back, 3 wide here, a little bit in the mid pack, but everyone's starting to really knowing that it's they got to be patient, and everyone's doing really well right now, leading the pack side by side.
And up to the lead now. It's that 01 that we talked with, and that is a good sign for Brody Gunter. He is putting on a clinic here in the second half of this race. He leads that 21 of Williamson here on the high lane. Ellison is all the way up to 3rd there on the high lane, as well as another new player, Michael Milfett Jr. in the number 99 Toyota. He's now up here into the top 10. He's knocking on the door as well. As is Corey Clark, another rookie, Zach Lockett, Lucas Carver. A lot of names now, Tyler, cycling here up to the front. We haven't heard much from tonight. 3 wide, a little bit farther back mid-pack with that Micro Center Toyota. See, I really like if we can end tonight here and try to get that green flag stop, which could possibly be the last one if we're in the fuel window. Really put these drivers to the test, which they have not been in really all night long with having to come to pit lane.
Agreed, and I think too we'll start really seeing who's good when it comes to pit stops, and who's good on being aggressive on pit entry and aggressive on pit exit, and we'll see who's also very safe when it comes to pit exit, trying not to also get a black flag for speeding. I mean, especially when your top 10 is Clark, you got Lockett, Milfett up there, and Rainey. I mean, a lot of the guys from the Alabama gang still up there, and you got Brody Gunther there leading the top lane and just controlling the lanes currently.
Well, they've done that most of the night. We don't really see too much jockeying at the front. I know we've had a lot of lead changes, but they've been due to a lot of other reasons. We haven't seen a crazy amount of aggression, to make passes here in the front. We're going to see that, though, in the closing laps, and especially the closing 20 laps, that's for sure. But seeing just a lot of guys staying in their lanes. Just a lot of those lead changes coming, with just the different runs that we've seen. Obviously, all the different wrecks we've had here tonight. As Zittel's going to fall back here just a little bit since this restart all the way to 5th at the moment, as that high lane has most of the energy at the moment, with Brody Gunther still leading it. Pascal similar pace. He's knocking on the door at the top 10 at the moment, back there in the number 67 Toyota. It's getting a little dicey back there. The 02 is going to bounce off the Ooh, wow, that was close. The 26. That's Breeding on the bottom. Remember, he was Heat 1 winner here tonight. The 02, that's Ducato trying to make his way back to the field, Tyler. And, he's been up front a lot of the time, so we'll see if he can make his way through this field the hard way. And right now, he's in a hornet's nest here in the middle of the track.
I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing him getting really aggressive there, and would not be surprised if we start seeing a middle lane form as well, or even a 3-wide situation where a lot of drivers start really pushing whatever line has the most momentum, especially seeing what Ducato's able to do, especially from the Clash, being able to go from 37th on the field and being able to win that race. So Ducato easily can be able to pull that off again.
Yeah, and he's still in this 3-wide. He's got no one behind him. Walks underneath him. It's going to be Starcevic. That's RJ. We haven't spoke about him either. He is above. As they're working that 3-wide right now. He's going to get picked up here, I believe, by the 15 machine. And that is the Hugger, I believe, Toyota. Hard to see here from above. We are in the Goodyear blimp. And we are getting a lot of racing action here in the middle of this pack. But back up front, it's still Brody Gunther, your leader on the top. And it's really right now, these drivers just staying in their lanes right now and not making too many moves. As hopefully we can get in that fuel window. If we just get in that fuel window, don't necessarily obviously have to. Ooh, we got one on the wall farther back. It's going to bring out a caution. It's not. Going to be able to keep it together. I believe that was Ducato. So last week's Clash winner up and into the wall hard. He's going to keep going. 3-wide though with the 60 and the 77. Going to need some help here for Starcevic here on the top. Get some draft help off the 89 of Carver. Stay green. And I was going to allude to if we could just get in the window, then we could start seeing some green flag stops, especially if you got a team, a big enough team. Come down, get your stop, because if caution comes out, you'll just cycle to the front.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially when I would not be surprised if we start seeing like some of that idea coming into play, especially with that Alabama gang team that they have right now, especially the most experience from this in this organization. I would not be surprised if they decide to pull a fast one on everyone and all 4 of them pit by themselves. But at the same time, if all 4 of them pit at the same time, everyone might try to jump in with them as well.
Yeah, and right now, we now have 40 laps to go. We're going to bring in another analyst and co-host here at PGR eSports. It's going to be Matthew Baker joining us in the booth.
Hey, what's up, guys? Excited to be here. Watching this racing up front, looking at a rookie, Matt Williamson, pushing Brody Gunther, Cars Tour Racer, in that 01 machine, doing a great job on the top side, but everyone really biding their time. The 3-wide doesn't happen by chance. And oh man, right as I get in, here comes the wreck. Out of 4, 13's involved. Big wreck from about 10th on back.
The big one strikes again. We've had a ton of them here tonight. One almost up and over, and we have a lot to sort out once again. This was most of the field as it's been throughout the night. And you can't help but chuckle as these drivers doing everything they can to not get to the end of this race. Luckily for the guys in the lead, they're going to stay pretty clean up there. Gunther, Williamson, Milfa are already up. Well, he's up to 3rd, Ellison, and Lockett. But man, let's go back here and take a look at this one. The 6th caution flag tonight. And Ducat, I'll tell you what, he's kind of been all over the place here, Tyler, since he's had to come through the field. He comes down into the 60. There goes the 13. Another big player, Rainey, into this one. There goes Ducat. He's on his side, on the driver's side, that is, and just carnage ensues behind. And look at all these trucks. The 77 involved. That's Jack Watts. He's a rookie. The 95 involved in this one as well. That's Widner. I mean, count them up. That is a lot of trucks involved here. Yeah. Mackey's involved. Wow, what a big one.
I would say at least from where mid-pack, about 10th on back, getting caught up then in that. And I'm actually surprised that Ducato didn't go over. I mean, that car was probably about almost close to 85 degrees on its side. I mean, it should have easily flipped over. So great job with the way the safety is on these trucks and everything. Just being able to keep that truck planted, because I would not have been surprised if that truck flipped, and that would have been probably been a game ender for Ducato there. So got a really lucky break there.
I wouldn't really say that was too much on Ducato. Looked like the 29 of uh, the 29 of Cheskovic just was on the outside. Ducato's trying to give him room. Didn't really know that he was 4 wide at that moment out of the corner. Got down in a motor check in the number 60, where the chaos ensued behind it.
Yeah, crazy one. We've seen a lot of replays, including the onboard here of Ducato. And there it is with the 60, as Baker alludes to here. Another big one at Daytona, and this is sure to really jumble up the field once again. And truly tonight, I mean, you've had your favorites. Tell you what, this is why you're going to watch this race all the way to the end tonight, because anything can happen as we go back live up front. It's a rookie. On the top of the board at the moment, it's Matt Williamson in the 21 machine. And he's up just a spot from his starting position here tonight. But the next couple, they're up a lot. It's Michael Milfett Jr. up the second. And that Toyota machine is up 21 spots. Paul Ellison in the 55. He is up 36 spots. And he's now your biggest mover of the race.
Biggest mover of the race so far, and I think he's probably really grateful that he's able to be up there right now, and going to be still a lot of work for him, because with the amount of laps that are still left to go, and that strategy still going to come into play, gets to the point now where I wonder if some of these drivers are going to try to go way past the fuel window, where fuel window could be between 30 and 35 laps. I wonder if they can try to even maybe try to push it to 40 laps with the way these cautions are coming out.
Well, 6th caution flag of the night is going to come to an end. Pace truck lights are out. We're going to rack them back up and go back green here next time by. Bring up our race recap again here, and we'll take a peek. 83 of 120 in the books. Leader now rookie Matt Williamson. 6 cautions for 17 laps here tonight. Now 33 lead changes. It has been eventful since the drop of the green flag. Don't forget, next week we're heading over to the West Coast, all the way here from the East Coast in Daytona. And we head to LA for the Auto Club Speedway. We talked about it earlier. We are looking forward to that. It's going to put on some really good racing. We saw it in the ERA Omega Cup race a couple weeks back, and that was a heck of a battle between a few pro drivers there in the front of that pack. And we're going to get them here in the Venom Truck Series next week.
Auto Club's a ton of fun, especially in the trucks. This new update to the tire model has really favored a lot of lanes, and Auto Club favors those different lanes. We just saw it in the iRacing Coca-Cola series. I just got done spotting 4 Garrett Mains in that race. Gave me a heart attack about 17 times, but was able to come home with a P12, so it was a lot of fun to watch the cars move around. It's not going to be much of a move around in the trucks. It's going to be a lot more about who you draft with, who you know, and we'll see that those team, not team games per se, but the team play come into play at Auto Club, just as it does here at Daytona.
Well, we are set to go back green here off turn number 4. Pace truck's going to head pit lane once again, but can the rookie get a good restart here? It's the first time I believe he started on the front row here tonight. As we come to the restart zone, it's Williamson and Milfelt, and they are going to carry this field to the green flag. It's back out. And we are going to be in a sprint here to the end very soon. And with the jump, it's Williamson on the high side. On the bottom, it's Milfelt. Brody Gunther still up here. He chases P2 at the moment. As the 99 fades to 3rd, it's Milfelt. Back to 4th is Zittel, and Ellison up 34 positions. Up to the 5th spot at the moment. Zach Lockett in 6th. He's up 26. Huge movers here at the front of your pack as we stay too wide down the backstretch.
Yeah, the thing is you're going to see people probably start to amp it up here merely because they're right on the fuel edge window. Unless I'm mistaken, is it 100% fuel?
Yeah, 100%
Yep.
fuel here tonight.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, Baker, we haven't gotten to a green flag stop, so yeah, I mean, it's going to be putting us kind of right there.
Yeah, we're right about it here with about 36 to go here. You're going to see some people maybe try and save here because they'll probably stay out. If I was on the track, I'd stay out for the track position. A little bit different on the money racing side. Get a fight for about every position that you can earn here. But a guy that, ran with the best of us in the PGR 500, that is Kyle Zittel. He came on board. He knew that we were going to be broadcasting his league. He wanted to see what PGR was about. And man, he came out there, got into the pole shootout, and did an unbelievable job. But Andy Ducato going to get a black flag drive-through there for his second offense. He said that he got loose there out of 4, came down into the inside truck, and so that would be his second cause of caution. So he will get a green flag drive-through here.
Talking about Zittel now, he's been up front here most of the night. He did take third in his heat, so he has been accustomed to running up front here at Daytona. A lot of experience in that PGR 500 racing versus the very best in Super Speedway on the service. So he is probably thinking he's really seasoned at the moment. Looking forward to top 5, but I know he wants to win. We'll see if he can get it here tonight as he works on that wheel. A lot of memorabilia there in the background. It's like a Packers fan, also carrying a few baseball memorabilia back there. It's pretty cool. We'll have to learn more about Kyle Zittel as the season goes on. Another driver we're carrying tonight is Tommy Cook. As Tommy Cook now up to 11th as he's working on that wheel. Nice Dirt Vision flag back there, so probably a dirt fan or a dirt racing fan right there. Well, World of Outlaw, some high limits for sure. As he's getting to probably watch a lot of races now with those series being in full swing. So we'll see if he can bring this Dodge Ram all the way up to the front tonight.
It's nice having the Dodge Rams out here. Got 4 different types of manufacturers out here. As you see business starting to pick up towards the middle of the pack, a little bit of 3-wide action. And you see Ducato, or not Ducato, is trying to go through the middle and gain a couple positions here in the truck. It's a little bit tougher. The speeds are lower. It's harder to gin up that run, but if you get checkups on the bottom like are going to happen, you'll be able to roll in the middle. But it's just going to give the advantage to the outside lane. We saw it in the Coke Series when they had race 1 here. The top line was dominant. And Zittel took advantage of that. Gunther there on the bottom, dropped all the way down the bottom with the 99 to try, or 93 to keep leading that, or 99 to keep leading that inside lane. But Zittel knows that this car is side draft heavy, grabs that right rear, goes up to the lead. Now he is in control of this race. You see the 29 of Starkovich. He was just in that wreck with Ducato, but didn't get too much damage out of it. He's going to try and take the lead here on the bottom.
Yeah, and what a run for him. We really didn't see his name all night long, and hence up 35, 36 positions since the start of the race. But as we talk about him, it's going to be another announcer's jinx. He's going to go underneath the apron. He is going to lose a ton of position here. Not sure what happened. He is slowed down as he stays on the apron. He's going to wrap it all the way around here into turn number 2. And man, that is rough for him. He's going to cycle all the way to the back, probably lose the draft. He does, and big trouble here for the 29 as we stay back up front. Zittel leads the high side with Lockett in tow, as is Clef Dupit. And on the bottom now, it's the 95 machine of Charlie Widner. We haven't heard from him since early in the race. He's going to bring that Dodge Ram, Toyota actually. He's driving. It's a Ram up there in the scoring tower. He's going to bring that machine up here to the front as well, getting a strong push from Milfelt Jr. Baker, unfortunate there for the 29 of Starkovich.
Yeah, unfortunate for sure. He said all was good. He just had a little bit of technical issues, but a trio of rookies trying to get up to the front. Widener, Duth hit, and Williamson. We had him up here basically the whole night, pushing that 01 of Gunther. Now he is trapped on the bottom side. And, you know, it's nice to see a different community out here racing other than, you know, just the PGR money racers. We get so used to the same names. It's a nice breath of fresh air. We can see people giving room, giving space. You know, we should have our boys come over here and take a couple notes. But they are pushing for all it's worth right now on the top side. Zittel is getting that help. He's going to go down, get that side draft, try and pull the 95 back as much as he can, but they will be side by side here coming to the backstretch.
Yep, turn number 2, 2 wide through the field, no 3 wide just yet. We have 30 laps to go here at Daytona. A long race here tonight. Started with 2 heat races for these drivers, 10 laps apiece, no yellows. Those were eventful as well. They were fun to watch, that's for sure. The first one tonight, that was won by, I believe it was not Rainey. I'm going through the field here tonight, trying to remember all the new names. That's definitely a challenge here when you're covering a new league, but it was Eric Breeding who won heat number 1, and John Kay up to 17th right now. He won heat number 2. So we'll see if these guys can make it a double tonight and win a heat and win the race. As Widner now, he is up to the 2nd position, getting a strong run here on the bottom, down the backstretch to even up here with Zittel on the top. As Gunter back to 6th at the moment. We got Pace here up into the top 10 right now. As Paul Ellison, he's up to the 10th position, 29 spots from the start of this race.
Widener taking the lead there on the bottom. Rookie trying to get a win in his first start here in the Rocket Man Memorial. Really exciting stuff. A long race to start the season off. Test the patience. Oh man, not getting... Oh my goodness, I thought they were going to wreck in turn 1. The cooler heads prevailed. They looked to the middle 3 wide, didn't take it. And the patience is starting to wear thin for some of these drivers. Inside 30 laps to go. It's been a long, grueling race. We went from day to night, and 95 still out front.
Yep, here in the Goodyear blimp, we see a great shot down the backstretch. Let's look a little bit farther back. 3 wide racing. The 26 tangles with the 35. And wow, Palumbo right there almost gets loose and up into the wall. And the 26 machine, that's Eric Breeding. So he's the one who won heat number 1. These two getting into it. You see some scrapes there on the left side of the 35. Caution back out on the racetrack as we get our 7th caution flag here of the night. As we'll go down here and try to figure out, looks like Chris Mackey and Gary Clark Jr. involved. We'll get to that replay momentarily as Charlie Winder, your leader, picks up the pace truck. So yellow flag back out as the pace truck is got the lights on. We'll see if we have some takers to pit lane during this cycle. We thought possibly they had enough fuel to get to the end, but if they don't, they can come get it now, and there'll be plenty good to go. So most likely we'll not see a green flag stop here in race number 1 this year in season number 11, but Widner leads Milfelt Jr., Kyle Zittel, Brody Gunther, and Zach Lockett. We'll keep an eye here on the front of this pack. And before I head over there to that replay, and keep an eye on the decisions of the leaders.
Also want to.
It looked like the 74 got pushed to the line by Corey Clark, put him down on the apron, and then as the 74 come back up, the 11 goes up and grabs the truck there in the outside lane. Unfortunate for sure.
It definitely want to report in. We got a lot of the drivers too. I was listening to some of the radios. There was a few drivers who were really close on fuel. Felt like some of them can make it, while others were actually hoping for a caution to come out because then they feel like they could be able to make it to the end. But it's the fuel window is very tight for a lot of these guys on trying to make it to the end.
Yeah, splash and go here for a lot of drivers. There comes the 95. Just want to make sure they have enough fuel. Remember, there is 3 green-white checkers if we need them tonight. That's why you saw these guys coming down. They're going to come off pit lane. It's Charlie Widner, your leader, who is going to race or win the race off pit lane. Matt Schlosser in the 04 is shown as your leader at the moment. So not sure if he's going to try to stretch it here or if he still needs to pit. But for the most part, most everyone came down and got service there. And we'll make it with those 3 green whites if we need them.
The way the green flags are going to be for these guys, they're going to be trying to play everything they can to try to make this fuel work all the way to the end to see if they can try to set themselves up for the win here, because team strategy is going to be very big here, especially with having the defending champion of Slosher up in the front.
Well, we were joined and appreciate Matthew Baker's insight here tonight. Glad he can join the booth for a little bit. He's going to head on out, and Tyler Vickery's going to stick around here till the very end. He is my co-host here tonight, doing a great job, and it's an awesome night here. We'll adapt as we go. We're learning the drivers' names, a lot of the pronunciations as well. So apologies to their families and friends and to them themselves if we got any of them wrong. We're learning, though, their family members posting here in the chat if we mess them up. So do our best here to get better each and every week here in the Venom Truck Series. It's the first one here, Tyler, for the series on the PGR eSports Network, as Pace Truck Light's going to go off here, and the 7th caution flag will come to an end here shortly. Tyler, and Matt, what are you looking for? It's been a crazy race here tonight. I think we're going to see some more chaos.
I think so too. I'm looking to see what the drivers with the Alabama gang's going to do. You know that the team play is going to be a big factor there with them. Defending champion with Slosher still being up there as well. I mean, there's a few other guys with Chief Douthit able to make it up there. Roman's up in the top 10. I think we might see some surprises here with some guys that we haven't that been sitting in the back for a while. I would not be surprised if we see someone come out of the woodworks and all of a sudden just pull out a surprise in front of us all.
Yeah, and we're going to bring actually Charlie Widner up here in the booth really quick. Charlie, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
All right, man. We won't keep you long here. You are here on the back stretch, and looks like came down, got some service. Probably thinking about those possible 3 green-white checkers here, but really got the de facto lead. I know Saucer stayed out, but you got the 99 behind you. Looking, what are you looking to do here in the closing laps tonight to try to seal the deal and win at Daytona?
Yeah, I got my teammate behind me. I'm just going to go for it here and try to keep a smooth wheel, and hopefully the chaos holds off, and we'll see what happens.
Well, sometimes that's all you can do, and possibly we'll be talking to you here later up in the booth after the race. Good luck here the rest of the way.
Thanks.
A quick word there with Charlie Widner. He is going to be your race leader here. Once we get that restart, I believe Schlosser might have it at the moment due to staying out, but I think that top lane's going to roll here. We have Kyle Zittel here starting on the bottom, so that should be interesting as well. Here we go, Tyler. It is going to be a big restart here. And once again, we are going to go back to green flag racing. Schlosser, Widner, and we are under green once again. 24 laps to go here at Daytona to decide it.
And it's going to be a lot of patience and minding P's and Q's. The aggression is going to be up a little bit more as drivers are going to try to see what kind of gaps they can make and try to push themselves up to the front.
And we're going to hear some sights and sounds of these Craftsman trucks as they get around here at Daytona. And right now, the 04 in a drag race down the backstretch with the 95 of Widner. Comes the 99, a big push here into the turn. Come off turn number 4. Widner will loose off the front end of Milfelt. We'll have to get that together here. But it will be Widner that leads this lap as here goes that high line once again.
Yeah, Highline's going to be more the preferred groove right now, especially as the track is cooling off. The sun's completely gone. The lights are on. Middle groove's going to probably be that way to go unless there's a big enough stack up on the bottom lane that can really get this moving. I think that preferred groove's definitely going to be up in the middle and the top groove now with the way these trucks are running.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's definitely been fastest throughout the night, and you can see it right here. They're pulling about, 5, 6, 7 car lengths now to that 04 here of Slosher, who started first. I wonder if he's saving a little bit, not quite sure. I know we didn't see him pit, so he might be saving a little extra fuels. The 35 dives in front, that's Palumbo, as he tries to work his way back to the front, breeding back into the top 10. Zittle's fallen off a little bit. He's back to 8th at the moment. Startovic's coming back through the field. He's up to 12th. And Zach Lockett now at 13th. Jack Watts 14th. And a host of other drivers still trying to make their way back to the front that were strong early. With 22 laps to go here, Tyler. Still a long way to go here at Daytona. 2.5 miles around this beast of a racetrack. We got one underneath the apron as he comes back in. A lot of the action been mid-pack on back here tonight.
Yeah, and it's been mid-pack on back, and that's where a lot of it's at. I think everyone's starting to figure out what they need to do to try to get themselves up in the front, and now by the time it's time to get themselves up to move up to the front, it's already like everyone's already being aggressive with what they need to do to defend, and you could already see how far that
big
little
wreck
front lead pack is. Oh, and yeah, huge wreck behind as well, possibly.
And we were riding with Lockett there. As another yellow flag. That's 8 now. I'll tell you what, almost every single time we have gone to an onboard or a cockpit camera, we have been right in the middle of the wreck. And we're going to go right to that yellow flag replay here.
And it's in that same spot too in the trioval
Every
where it
single
starts
time.
to and right where it starts to level out. One or two trucks start getting loose. They're running 3x3, and then just one truck gets tangled with another, and you can just see when the right rear makes contact, and it's just trouble from there on out.
Yeah, and there it is. As you see that 25 machine come down. That's going to turn the 01, man. We were talking about him a lot of this night.
Ooh.
He's going to take a shot to the outside wall. And wow, that
that's a
changes
rough one.
everything for the
And
01.
looked like he was like an innocent bystander there. Looked like he was going to be able to be okay, and then just got the right rear grabbed on him, and around he went, and then the rest is history for the guys up back. Just nowhere to go, trying to get to the grass, going through the pit exit as well.
I don't know if Breeding Breeding looks like he lost it. I mean, it didn't look like it was a lane change. Hard to say here. But you see Breeding here, he's just gonna, it looks like the rear end's just gonna step out on him. I mean, he wasn't really moving the wheel. He's gonna just kind of lose it.
I wonder if he's on like really old tires. Like, and we've seen a lot of drivers staying out on super old tires as well and just taking fuel. I wonder if he's at least on like 60 to 8, maybe even 80 or 90 lap old tires. Depending if he's only taking fuel, because that was an interesting one, seeing the replay, just seeing how it just gets loose in the trioval. I mean, granted, we have seen the same issue too with other trucks getting loose in the trioval, but yeah, that was an interesting one there. Man, the 11 ramps up as well. Just nothing that Brody could do as well.
Yeah, we'll go back live here, pick up the field here as they come by the pit entry at the moment. It's Charlie Widner, your leader. Milfelt Jr. up to second. Williamson third. Ruman fourth. Kyle Zittel, that's your top 5. As the pace truck lights will stay on this time. And we haven't taken too many breaks tonight, just one. We're going to take another break here, and then we'll go all the way to the checkered flag. So bear with us here. We'll be right back here live on the PGR eSports Network. Well, back here live, we're set to go green flag racing once again. Green flag back out. Closing laps here of season 11, race number 1, here in the Venom Truck Series, live on the PGR eSports Network. Widner takes the green flag with Bilfelt, Williamson, Bruman, and Zittel, as it is crunch time here at Daytona.
Crunch time indeed, and these guys are going to try to push everything they can. We might see some more wrecks, but it's go time. You don't need any more fuel. You don't need any more tires. It's go time now.
Widner now to the lead. It's Milfelt behind him. We've seen the big one strike multiple times here tonight. Will it strike again is the question. Bruman, for the first time tonight, into the top 5. The double zero, making some noise late when it counts. We'll see if he's able to hold position. Ellison up to 5th. He's up 35 spots. Zittel right on the outside looking into the top 5 at the moment. We're spanning 3 wide right in that zone, Tyler, where we've seen the wrecks all night long.
Yeah, and when it comes to 3 wide, it's pretty much you can't make a mistake now, and I would not be surprised if we're 3 wide all the way to all the way to the end of this race.
Yeah, track's position vital at the moment. There goes the double zero. Out front with the 55. Here comes the 35. Back into position. And that is big right here for Palumbo. As Palumbo tries to get back into this thing. Was there all night long, some trouble. But right now it's Bruman and Ellison, 2 names we haven't seen at the top of the board all night long. 1 and 2 at the start-finish line.
Yeah, and Bruman's part of the Broke Guys racing team. They've won back in Season 5. Roman's won 6 times as well. Debuted originally back in Season 1, and they are doing everything they can to try to be able to pull off a upset win here, especially for Broke Guy Racing.
So cool to see guys that have been in this league for that long a period of time still at it here in the Venom Truck Series, and glad to be on the call watching these guys race. Like I said, we're going to see them race at all sorts of different tracks this year, but Daytona, always a great spectacle, as we see right here Tyler Burgett in the 44 work the bottom. As it's another name we haven't seen too much tonight. Up 33 spots into the top 9 at the moment now is Burgett. He works on here with Carver and Palumbo. Widner now falls back to 10th as Bilfelt back to 11. So we have seen trucks come and go front to back. We'll bring up a race recap again here, and you can really see for yourself. 107 laps in the books. Bruman, your leader. 8 caution laps for 23 laps tonight. 8 cautions for 23 laps, but 37 lead changes and not done yet.
Not done yet, and we'll see probably even more game changes by that point and lead changes, and these guys are getting really aggressive now. Mainly now that high line is like the preferred. We can already see it. We've seen it plenty of time again in other leagues. That high lane is going to be the preferred. Protect that right rear at all costs, and who knows, we might see someone try to make a late move down on the bottom, and if they can, beware, we might end up seeing someone getting turned last minute.
Excuse me, Lucas Carver now on board. He is in the 8th position. Working on the back bumper of Corey Rediford. He's not going to let that 35 in. Palumbo look to get to the top, but he is not going to have position there. And down the backstretch we go into turn number 3 once again, as this man Carver on the move right now up to 7, as he's looking for more as well. High lane still prevailing, as Palumbo's going to drop back here with the 95 truck of Widner. Now, anyone's game that's in this main pack, that's for sure. If we go to the back of this pack, you find Parker Donaldson as well. Brad Slagle up 10 positions to 23rd at the moment. We got a wreck in the back. Another caution flag. Tyler, again, I've done it again. I think I have jinxed every driver in this field. When I'm showing them, they are part of it. Parker Donaldson involved. That is Paul Sargent. And another caution flag. That's our 9th caution of the night.
And ninth caution of the night, and I know these guys, their adrenaline's starting to get up a lot higher now, especially for Vroman, Ellison finally being up there. I mean, Kyle Zittles, he's been up in the front for most of the time, other than maybe like a few errors here and there. But man, I know he's hoping that there's no more yellow flags after this.
Yeah, it's been an eventful night. A lot of yellow flags here. Yeah, this will put us under 10 laps to go, I do believe. As Vrooman, your leader here, as he crosses the start-finish line, they're going to pick up the pace truck here. In turn number 1, Ellison doing a great job holding down the fort there in second. Kyle Zittel up to third. Matt Williamson, your highest in the order rookie at the moment, up to fourth. And Joshua Motacek, he is back motoring up to the front. He's back in fifth. Lucas Carver is in sixth. Good run for Corey Rutherford, up 30 positions now. Up to the 7th spot, Hayden Palumbo in 8th. RJ starts second, or I got to pronounce, we need a pronunciation sheet, I believe, in this series. But Starcevek up to 9th, and Charlie Widner, that's going to round out your current top 10. And we'll go back here and look at what brings out this yellow flag here. And, I mean, this one happens a little bit earlier, but, I mean, they've been all pretty much triable here tonight.
Yeah, and it has, and it's just been hit and miss for a lot of guys, and it's just been really unfortunate, too, at the same time with what's all been happening. Everyone's trying to mind their P's and Q's, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, you see the 78 come down the racetrack. I mean, that's where all these have really come from tonight. Let's go back there and watch that again. And, you know, we've seen the car in the truck in the third lane a lot of times tonight, whether it was their fault or not, kind of migrate from that position down the racetrack. And that's what we see here, right into the 48 machine.
I think the other issue too, seeing this on replay, I think the other issue is it's been a 120 lap race. We've got a lot of tire marbles that are getting onto the track as well, the longer these runs have gotten. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of these drivers are getting up too high and actually getting up into that little marble area up near the wall, and it's making these trucks really loose coming off the tri-oval lane, because most of our wrecks recently have all been in that tri-oval section, and we see it time and time again.
Yeah, absolutely. Good point right there. I mean, it's definitely something going on here tonight as we go back live here up front with Steve Vrooman. We're still under caution at the moment. And we'll see if we can get another quick interview. See anyone up here on camera that is up here in the top 10. It looks like Lucas Carver, one of those drivers. We'll see, Tyler, if we can get a quick word with Carver, as he's now, looks like he's currently in the 6th position on the racetrack. And he started tonight in 6th, so he's in 6th. So he is kind of right where he started. And we'll see if he's around for an interview.
I'm looking for him, see if I can find him.
I do believe he's way up here, and he's an Alabama gang driver, so we're going to pull him on down. As we pull Carver down, we're going to get him up here in the booth. It's going to be the 89 of Lucas Carver. You got a copy?
Hey, I got a copy on it. What's going on, Booth?
All right, man. Well, we've been watching you here tonight. You started 6th, and you're currently 6th. So really not a net gain or a loss here tonight, but hey, you're in the top 10, and we are going to be under 10 laps to go when we go green. What's it been like out there tonight? Looks like it's been chaotic. A lot of big ones tonight, but you're in a good spot right now to try to get the job done tonight.
Considering that the left front is currently missing, yeah, it's been an adventure, that's for sure. Running up front early was a lot of fun. We had a good team strategy going on. Interesting when it got broke up, a few people spun, a few people survived, a few people then got shuffled, and it's been an adventure since then. So we're just trying to survive. I got some teammates here, so we'll see what happens.
Well, we're just going to ask you that next. The Alabama gang, you got, Kyle Zittel up there. He's been up there for most of this race. I know Kay, he was a winner of a heat tonight. It's a testament to your team. You got Ellison up here to second. He's up 37 spots. So is that what you're going to look to do right now? Get with that team and try to get a lockdown here on the front of the field.
Yeah, I think that's probably the strategy here. We're going to, not that I have anything against Mr. Williamson here, but if I can find Mr. Ellison's bumper, that's where we'll be, and we'll be rolling, that's for sure.
All right, well, we're going to let you get back to it, and maybe we'll be talking tonight here in Victory Lane.
I sure hope so. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. All right, we're going to let him come back up here with his team. That's the Alabama gang team. And, man, there's a lot of people up here tonight now. It's hard to get them to and from where they need to go, that's for sure. But here we go as we get set to go back green. It's Vrooman and Ellison. Ellison teammate there with Carver. So these guys have some numbers with Zittel up here. They're going to try to get together and get the job done here tonight. And speak of Zittel, he's all the way up to fourth here. We'll get him on here as well. I think he was just getting a little snack on his Kyle Zittel right here. He started fourth, currently seventh. So these guys, like you said, they've been in the top 10 most of the night. Well, it's time to go back green. And this one is going to get interesting here in the final laps of the race. Pace truck to pit lane, back into the restart zone. Green flag back out for the Venom Truck Series, Season 11, race number 1. 8 laps to go at Daytona. At high lane, really stacking up with trucks right now. Only 2 there on the bottom. They're going to come up the side draft. Nothing much they can do to fight off that high line. It's Vrooman, Ellison, Williams, Carver. Down the backstretch we go. A couple fanning out. 2 wide, almost 3 wide now here. With the 15 of Rutherford here on the bottom. Oh, we're going to get one turned across the field. Caution's going to fly. And another big one here. Oh, the 13's going to take a hard lick. Ooh, Zittel around. Kyle Zittel is a part of this one. And bad luck strikes for the 53 for the first time tonight. And once again, Tyler, just might as well throw them all in a hat and shake it up and pick one out.
That's usually super speedways for you. Yeah, man. Big hits, and especially a 13 hitting the wall. Don't see any major damage on any of the trucks from that wreck. But boy, that was really unfortunate. It was right up in the front too, about fifth place, and with getting that one, and it was like we seen and called it before. It's that left rear, especially on the guys on the high lane. The left rear, it's vulnerable, especially with people trying everything to do as much side drafting as they can for that middle lane.
Yeah, and just a night of big ones here at Daytona. And hopefully next week at Auto Club, we can fan them out a little bit more, get some more green flag racing, but you never know with Daytona. And here we go. Most of the time, you're going to get these big ones that we do here tonight. And we'll take some more laps off here under the yellow condition. As Vrooman still leads. He'll lead Ellison, Williamson, Carver, and Widner. That's your top 5. We'll go back here and take a peek at what brought out this yellow flag. And once again, I really just believe it's another, Tyler, another truck coming a little bit down from the top of the track in the middle lane.
Yeah, I think it's a safe bet that the way some of these trucks are coming back down, I would not be surprised how loose some of these trucks are. Just seeing how the trucks are behaving, and then on that high line, I feel like it's a risk reward now at this point. Like, you're taking a big risk trying to run that high line, knowing the high line's fast, but then you also have to be aware of where your truck's sitting at and all that marble pickup you're grabbing as well, being up as high as it is. And yeah, just once again, just coming down on him, the 35, it looks, or 53, I believe it is, just coming down on him, coming down on the truck coming down on Kyle Zittel, just nowhere to go, and just turned himself over the front bumper, and around he went, and the rest is history there.
Yeah, we have seen this often here tonight. That's what starts this one. Watch the hit Garrett Rainey is going to take here as he's trying to avoid the 15 machine. Gets into the side of him. Here comes the 9 underneath, and Rainey's going to get a big nudge from the 74. That is going to shoot him up right into the 39 and into the wall, so an impact for him. There's Zittel above him into the fence as well. Freed right there on the left-hand side of your screen. And this is one of those nights for a lot of these drivers. And, wow, yeah, it's a lot to digest here tonight. 10th caution flag, double digits now. As we are not going to have too many laps to go. Hopefully we can finish this within the scheduled distance. But we do have 3 green-white checkers if we need them here tonight. It's been a long one with the 2 heats here and the big long race here tonight.
Yep, and those green-white checkers is going to be big on strategy too, because we already know a lot of the drivers at one point were worried on fuel. I think some of them now are good to go when we had that wreck with 17 to go. But you asked the question though too. Did some of those guys only short fuel and not fill up completely to make sure they make it to the end for those 3 green-white checkers if needed?
Yeah, that's a good point there. And pace truck lights off. So we'll go green next time by. Let's see if we can end this thing under green here tonight. Gainey Jr., he's in. And he took that big lick in the outside wall. Gunther on pit lane. Most likely not going to be able to finish where he wanted. Joey K, Gary Clark Jr. on pit lane, as well as Cade Cannon and Joshua Rutherford. Rodney Matney looks like he'll finish last night, 43rd. And don't go far after the race. We'll try to bring in your top 3 for interviews here tonight. We'll also do a little race recap, as well as bring up the final standings if we can. No, it's a little funky here tonight with the heats that took place. Hopefully they'll pop up for us on your screen. Here we go, Vrooman and Ellison. We'll control the restart here, but we got a rookie there in Williamson. He's hungry, and he has been lightning fast here tonight.
Yeah, I've been looking back at some of the stats for Nicholas Vrooman, and for Steve Vrooman, my apologies. Out of this, since starting season 1, has 129 starts and 6 wins, 24 top 5s and 55 top 10s. So pretty good showing there for Vrooman. Question is, can he pull off a seventh win, since a 7th win career wise for him?
Well, we are going to find out. I want to thank our sponsor, Tech Date, here tonight, in the top right-hand corner of your screen, and Rocket Man as well. And we'll be bringing more to the broadcast each and every week as we grow here in the Venom Truck Series. We'll have a combination of myself, Tyler Vickery, Matthew Baker, and a few others here throughout the season. But here we go. Who's going to win the first race of the season? That's the question, as the pace truck can hit pit lane once again. Vrooman, Ellison to the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Just 4 laps to go. The 0-0, Vrooman out front, as he's got a mirror full of Ellison. Here comes the 21 on the bottom. It's Williamson, the rookie, as he gets a push from Widner here in the 95. Another player here, Lucas Carver, Joshua Modicek, he's back up front. Zach Lockett now into the top 10. Corey Rutherford. Here we go, 2 by 2 through the field. And we'll see if we could stay green here. If we do get one more yellow, we'll head to NASCAR overtime. Remember, in this series, there'll be 3 attempts if we need them at that green-white checkered. We're going to do our best here to end under green flag conditions. The 0-0 is going to come off turn number 4 as your leader. They're going to take the 3-to-go signal this time by.
3 to go, and it's going to ramp up now, especially with Williamson, the rookie, kind of trying to hang on it for dear life. We got Ellison, Moychek, and even Lockett, I believe Rutherford also trying to have one of their better showings career-wise. I don't think Rutherford has yet to win a race, and that is true. Best finish is 12th in the Monza road course of last season, so Rutherford trying to one-up his best finish from last season.
Yeah, these guys now 3 wide. Ooh, the 29's going to come down. There's a lot of side draft, a lot of action. You've mentioned the movement in these trucks here tonight, Tyler. That is for sure. Matt Slosser now here up into the top 8. He's got a shot here tonight coming off turn 4. We'll get the 2 to go signal this time by. If we get back around, we'll take that white flag, and this race will be official.
Yeah, and if they can make it to that white flag, it's going to be all bets are off for a lot of people. People are going to try everything they can, especially with that top 10 being within a half a second of each other.
And here we go. Slosser works the bottom. There goes the bottom. It's starting to roll with Rutherford. Here comes Williamson in the lead, as well as Widner. The bottom now all of a sudden taking flight. We got a wreck farther back. Will we stay green? We won't. We'll head to NASCAR overtime.
Oh, really unfortunate. Slosher was having a big run there too, was able to get things going. Slosher proving to everyone why he is the defending champ, winning season 10 for with 6 wins and 12 top 5s, winning by 43 points over Chad Stearns. Slosher showing his dominance on why he is the reigning champion.
Yeah, and man, I was hoping we got to that white flag because this, that was a really good, like you said, run down the backstretch that some of these guys had. And, you know, we're going to head to NASCAR overtime. Hopefully we get to that white flag right away here on the first one. Man, I'll tell you what, these guys, when they're green, it is some really good racing, that's for sure. And we're going to head back here to the yellow flag and take a peek and see what happened here. I'm trying to find the wreck here. Now, what brought this caution flag out? I don't really see anything.
I'm wondering if it was maybe somewhere mid-pack further, and it was enough that triggered the iRacing caution.
Yeah, because we don't see anything here. Go back. We're gonna see if we can. Yeah, we're gonna find it. I think right here. Apologies, the camera work. I think there was a lot to this wreck here. Keep an eye. Ooh, yeah, there. Wow. 5's going to go into the wall. 11 gets turned, but I think something happened before that. We're trying to dig for that. There we go. There's where the big one's going to happen. Well, this is the earlier wreck, so scoring and timing being a little weird on us right now. So we're just going to kind of go back live here. Not really giving us a good vantage point here of that last caution flag, but nonetheless, let's just go up front and catch back up with the field. We're going to head to our green-white checkered overtime here for the first race of the season. We'll have 3 attempts if we need them. Williamson's your rookie is going to be leader here. Charlie Widner in second. Corey Rutherford up 34 positions. He's now in third. Matt Slosser in fourth. Steve Ruman up the fifth. Another big mover is Paul Ellison. He's up 33 spots to sixth. And R.J. Starsevek's up 29 spots to 9th. So, yeah, well, it's been crazy. We're going to have 5 miles to settle this one, Tyler. Hopefully we could see them get to this white flag and settle it here on the racetrack.
I hope so too, but man, these guys have been giving a really good fight, and we'll see how everything gets planned out. Because I mean, there's a few people in there that I think could definitely make it an upset, and then at the same time we've got the defending champ there in fourth, and he's been making headway. I'm very curious on what's going through the mindset of the rookie with Williamson, because he's hanging on to it as much as he can now, but I'll be curious to see how everything plays out here with this green-white checkered.
Yeah, absolutely. It is definitely going to get wild here. I mean, a win is a big thing. You want to get that win, especially as a rookie here with Williamson. You know, Slosser is, looking to get back to where he started up front in this race. So he's only 3 spots out of first at the moment. But most of the top 10 has gained spots tonight. There's only 2 drivers in the top 10 that have not gained positions. So some big movers. Zach Lockett, actually, he's up 21. He's in 11th. He's not count them out. I mean, guys, 10th, 11th on back, they still have a shot here tonight, especially if you get another yellow. As we get to the restart zone, I believe pace truck lights will go off this time by.
Yep, and then we could also take this into effect. I mean, we've seen it in other super speedway races before. We could have there's a good possibility we might end up having a big wreck with the leaders and someone even as far back as 20th able to sneak on through and pull off a win. We've seen it happen before in other leagues. So that's another thing to always keep in mind. We've got, I believe, 25 cars on the lead lap now, with Gainey getting his lap back as the lucky dog. I believe he still has some damage unless he's been able to get that repaired. So 25 trucks still in this race to be able to get a chance at a win here.
Well, let's do this thing. Let's do it on a Tuesday night. The Venom Truck Series live on the PGR eSports Network for the first time ever. It's season 11, race number 1. Who wants it? Who wants to be on top of the scoring pile? I'm here at the World Center of Racing. Williamson, a rookie. He can taste it right now. But he's going to have a lot of good drivers right there in the top 10. They're going to try to get this victory here tonight. The fans have risen to their feet. Remember, if we take the white flag here on the first green-white checker, the race will be official. If not, we will have 2 more attempts. The sun set earlier here tonight. The lights came on and the sparks have flown. And now we will decide the winner of race number 1 here tonight of season number 11 as the pace truck hits pit lane. Williamson, Widner to the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. A great restart for Williamson. He has the 95 pushing all over. Here goes the 04 Slosher. He wants more. He's going to need some help. Well, he gets it. Williamson comes down to block the run. Now he's got to think twice. Oh, he's going to put himself split. He's going to stay down with the 04. Caution, back out again.
I believe it's going to be further back in the pack, but yeah, Williamson was having a really good battle there, and yeah, it was about mid-pack as there was a few trucks sitting there on the apron from the wreck. So really unfortunate there, but I know Williamson was really hoping to make it back to the start-finish line.
12th caution flag of the night will send us into overtime number 2. And we'll go back there and look and find out what happened here on this one.
It looks like about mid-pack. There was a few trucks there sideways. Would not be surprised if it's just someone thought they were clear and turned themselves around by accident. And looks like at one point it might have been 4 wide.
I'm trying to find it here. I have some troubles with the replays right now. Not sure why. But there we go. There's the wreck here. The 22 goes around. To bring out our 12th caution. That's Gainey Jr. We're watching in real time here, and yeah, it looks like the I think it's the 09 or the 9. Yep, that's Kevin Sargent is gonna get. Sargent's gonna get hit here. Trying to split. I mean, this guy's just going for position here, and Sargent comes down. There's the wall. That's what's going to start this wreck here. Bring out that yellow flag once again, and we just got some drivers then barreling on into this incident here, and the Sergeant's going to get hit back up into the track, and nowhere to go there for some of these guys. See the 22 go around of Gainey Jr., and not a big one there, but nonetheless brings out that caution flag, and we go back up here live.
Yeah, it's going to stack them all up again and have to get everything all set up and try to make another run at it. No, I know for these drivers, it's probably getting that mindset where they know there's time's winding down. There's not many more opportunities. You got this attempt and one more attempt if another caution comes out. And I know these drivers are starting to get really antsy now. Just looking back at trying to find some drivers that have been really doing decent. I mean, looking at some past notes and stuff, they're like a lot of these drivers have been really good. Like I'm trying to see some more stats with some of these other guys up at the top, and so far I'm trying to find Ellison, but for whatever reason I am not able to find stats on Ellison because he's been having a very impressive drive. I believe he was started further back and now sitting up there with a potential top 5, maybe even possibly getting a top 3. Really great run for Ellison tonight.
Yeah, without a doubt. I believe we're actually finally going to take the one to go signal here this time by.
Yep, and Paul Ellison is actually one of the drivers that is actually getting help. That was one of the founding members for the Alabama gang team, so he is technically a part-time 5th team player, but he's only running part-time schedule. But out of 146 starts, he's had 3 wins and 24 top 5s. So Paul Ellison, another one of those drivers that he can definitely be a spoiler for everyone.
Well, can we get it done this time is the question. We have been here a long time through 2 10-lap heats tonight and 120 plus laps now here for the feature race. 12 caution flags have flown, and we still do not have a winner. But we could get one here. Second green-white checker here incoming. If we don't get the white flag this time, we'll go to the third and final green-white checker. Williamson will bring us down to the green once again. Did a great job there on that restart to hold off the field. That 04, though, of Schlosser was looking to make moves. He wants to win this race. And there's another guy, Corey Rutherford, as well. He's up to 6th place from way far back in the number 15. He's up here. And a lot of these trucks, some of these trucks taking some damage tonight, but they're able to overcome with all these caution flags that we have seen. So, here we go. The stage is now set for one of these drivers to go to victory lane. Who will it be is the question. The official pace truck here of tonight's race is getting set to head off onto pit lane for what could be the final time tonight here at Daytona.
Final time tonight, and at the same time looking up Corey Rutherford. Rutherford has yet to win a race in this league with Venom. He's been close multiple times, so anything can happen.
Well, here we go to the restart zone. It's Williamson, your rookie winner on the outside. Green flag is out. 2 laps to go at Daytona. Here in turn number 1, it's the 21 side by side with the 95 as Schlosser works on the back of Williamson. The 55 is going to give a strong push here. That's Ellison pushing high side. Right now, drag race on the backstretch. They're even. But the 95 now inching ahead just a little bit He's clear to go down if he wants it into turn 3. We are green. If we take the white flag, that'll be it. But I don't know if we're going to the 50. It's going to get split out 3 wide. That's Rutherford to the outside by himself. He's going to lose the leaders here. As we come to the white flag, it's going to be out. This will be the last lap here tonight.
For losing there, it's going to be massive, but these guys are going to have a huge run. Keep an eye on the 04 if he's able to work his way up to the front.
Yeah, Widner is still your leader. Right on the bottom is Williamson. Who is it going to be here tonight? You see Williamson here. He's working that wheel. He's got a shot here tonight, as does Ellison, as does Widner, who still leads it here. A big shove from the 55 of Ellison. Widner still leads. Here's the 99. Milfit trying to get the job done as well to the back bumper of the 95. Coming outside of turn number 4, it's Widner trying to hold off the surge from the 99. Here comes Ellison. A drag race. 3 wide farther back. It's going to be the 95 of Widner taking the checkered flag at Daytona.
What a race. What a finish to the line.
Charlie Widner starts 28th and finishes in first here tonight. And getting some congratulatory bumps there from the 99 of Milfet. As Ellison in second here tonight. And look at this. Your top 3. Widner, your race winner, up 27 positions. Ellison up 37. And Milfelt up 20 positions. I mean, that says something here tonight. That those 3 guys practically started 20th on back, or, close to the 17th on back here. Yep. To get to where they were.
And the race wild part too is and he is a rookie as well. Looking at for Highline Racing, it's him and Mike Milfelt, but what a run there for Charlie. What a way to start off a rookie season as well for him, and pulling off an upset win in a crown jewel race. And I think there's gonna be a lot of heads turning his way now, especially after a big crown jewel race to start off your career. Oh man, as I see the impact now with the victory donuts. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was a big one there. He's getting his donuts in here now.
I'm amazed the truck's even is able to run after that. I mean, oh my goodness, that was a huge hit.
Well, it was, and we're gonna go NASCAR style here. Why not bring him into the booth as he celebrates here at Daytona? It's the 95, Charlie Widner. You got a copy?
I sure do.
Well, the happiest man tonight here in Daytona on top of the scoring pylon, Charlie. Walk us through this chaotic race in the last couple laps here as you held off the 99 of Milfelt as well as the 55 of Ellison, doing a great job to come up in front of the 55, take that run. They start fanning out below you, and you're able somehow to hold off the frantic finish from the 5 trucks behind you.
Yeah, the whole race really was just trying to stay out of trouble and try to get in that top 10 for the last stint there. And I was able to do that to get myself in good position. Before that, not that last caution, but the one before that, I was able to push Matt Williamson to the front to keep me near the front. And on that last restart, you just try to do your best to, when you do get in the front, you got to look at your mirror way more than the windshield just to understand where all the runs are coming from. And I got lucky my teammate got behind me on the inside, and he gave me a push. And then when I saw the outside line coming, I got in front of them and was able to not make it a bad block and actually get hit square, and that was nice. And yeah, it was just right timing for the block, and got the push, and yeah, beat him to the line. Not bad for my first Venom race.
Well, we didn't know that. First Venom race here tonight, and here it's season number 11. A lot of guys here, veterans in Venom. You come out here, you get the job done. Charlie, and I would assume, have the points lead heading into week 2 at Auto Club. And we don't want to obviously go too far ahead, but what do you think you got for these guys next week? Can you go back to back there in California?
Maybe I like those big momentum tracks like that, like Auto Club is, and it's fun in the trucks. So yeah, at least if we can't win, have a good finish and stay consistent in this thing. I think that's going to be the key to having a good season is just stay consistent, stay out of trouble. A win every once in a while is always nice, but you need to keep yourself in the right position toward the end of the season to go for it.
Well,
I gotta add
Charlie,
in, too.
we appreciate you coming up here in the booth. A first win here in Venom, a big win at that, a crown jewel event here on their calendar, one of the longer races as well. You kind of get through all the carnage here tonight, get that number 95 Appalachian State Mountaineers, I believe is it. Hopefully I didn't ruin that one, but it looks like that there on the side of your truck, and you get on top of the scoring pylon. And you also get to thank and shout out someone out here tonight watching, maybe some family and friends at home. Who'd you like to thank or shout out?
I'm always going to shout out my teammates. There's Mike Milfelt and Jack Watts. Mike ended up having a good finish. Jack, I'm not sure where he finished, but he had some rough luck trying to get all the damage fixed. And I'm always all the owners and admins of Venom. I've heard of Venom for a long time and knew it was competitive, so I'm glad I'm able to do it this season. And you guys for doing the broadcast. I'm always happy to have a broadcast booth in a race and go back and watch the race and enjoy what all's been said and all the calls you guys make. And yeah, like I'm just on to the next one.
All right, we'll let you go celebrate that big win in Victory Lane and hope to talk to you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was your race winner here tonight, Charlie Widner. The number 95 is now we'll bring in Mike Milfelt, and we'll let Tyler Vickery handle the reins here of your third place finisher.
Yeah, and then especially with that, Mike, what a run for you. Being able to having to be in the back of the field for a bit, just trying to mind your P's and Q's. How was it there, being able to come back from near the back, avoiding wrecks and pulling out a shocking little third place finish for you?
It was crazy. I was just doing my best to get to Charlie's back bumper. That's all I was working on. And I got there, but he didn't need much of my help. He did a pretty good job all by himself.
Well, especially with you guys being teammates and stuff, looking at it this way, it's going to really help you trying to be able to have a good enough points battle, especially seeing how from previous years of the team battles, it mainly was being the Alabama gang and the 939. How much confidence as a team does that give you guys going into the rest of the season, especially after now winning a crown jewel race for the team?
Well, hopefully it gives us a little momentum. We can do a pretty good job. But there's a bunch of tough guys in this league to race with, so we'll see what happens.
Well, gotta appreciate the run that you did there, and like we've done with your other teammate, like to let you do a little bit of shout out here for your sponsors and family.
Thank you to my teammates Charlie and Heath, which unfortunately he's not racing with us because his I rating was too high and they wouldn't let him in. Thanks to Ziddle, all the admins, Venom. Thanks to you guys for doing the broadcasts, and I think that's it.
Well, Mike, we got to thank you again. What a race for you too, especially having a finish of a first and a third for your team. So, got to congratulate you on that and enjoy the celebration with your teammate after having a win there as a team.
Thanks, guys.
Well, your third place finisher here tonight, Mike Milfelt. And we will now bring up your runner up here tonight. That's going to be Paul Ellison. And the number 55, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, Paul, is a long one here tonight. A couple heat races started this one off on a long caution-filled feature here tonight, but you get through the carnage. Starting 39th, walk us through your journey all the way up to second.
I just avoiding all the wrecks. I think I drove through 3 or 4 wrecks, just taking it easy, trying not to hit nobody, just trying to keep it clean. I was just looking, I had 0 incidents, so that worked. But yeah, just everything worked out. I was just going to pit every time the caution came out until I was good for fuel. And then I was able to get the track position. And once we got that, I just decided I was going to stay in the top line as long as I could. And when Charlie jumped down to the inside there, I was hoping I could get some help from behind, but Josh was just too far behind, and the side draft just wasn't strong enough for me to get up close enough to him. So I just like, I'll take second. I'll just push him.
Well, 0 incidents. If that's what you ended up with in a race like that, I'll tell you what, that is a heck of a feat in itself. And obviously a big field here tonight. And, obviously Daytona, kind of a wild card, but a crown jewel here on the Venom schedule. But a big start for your points, points racing here this season. How do you feel about that? Obviously probably being around the second place, depending on bonus points, stuff like that, as you head over to LA, California next week for Auto Club.
Yeah, I like the points, but I'm kind of just trophy chasing this year because of my job. I don't get to do the full season usually, and I already know at least 2 races I'm going to miss. So, but it's you never know what might happen. Maybe I'll get enough. Maybe I can build up enough points and still jump in the chase and be able to finish that out.
Well, you know what? Nothing wrong with trophy hunting. You'll be able to do that when you can come out. So, hey, nonetheless, you tried tonight, 1 spot short. Maybe next time you'll be on top of the board. But, Paul, before we let you go, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, I just want to thank all my little Suedo teammates, the Alabama gang. I just hang out with them because I don't want to mess up their team points. Want to thank y'all at PGR for coming on and doing this and doing the broadcast. We appreciate it. And I also always got to thank my wife, Amy, for letting me sit here and do this on Tuesday nights. And, and she just goes to bed and I just race. So thank her a lot.
Well, we appreciate you. Go enjoy here this runner-up finish and go thank your wife. And hopefully we'll be talking to you again this season.
Yep. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good night.
You as well. And that's Paul Ellison, your runner-up finisher. You see your podium finishers here on the screen. Michael Milfelt Jr. up in third. Paul Ellison in second. Your race winner here tonight, Charlie Widner. We'll see if we can now pull up your final results here tonight. I know we were having some issues earlier with the results, but it looks like they're going to work here this time. We also want to thank Car Inside, another sponsor here of Venom. And we'll be showing some in-car cameras with them all season long. But top of the board, Charlie Widner, your winner here tonight. Paul Ellison is in second. Mike Milfelt third. Joshua Motacek in fourth. Matt Williamson, a rookie, highest rookie finisher in fifth. Matt Slosher is in sixth. Corey Rutherford seventh. Kyle Zittel in eighth. Zach Lockett in ninth. And rounding out your top 10 is Lucas Carver.
Yep, and then we're going to have as well, if I can get my stuff to cooperate here for the timing. Hayden Plumbo will be in 11th. Brantley Gainey Jr. will be in 12th. Parker Donaldson in 13th. Austin Hollifield in 14th. Brad Slagle in 15th. Pascal Simard in 16th. Jack Watts in 17th. And Clef Douthit, the rookie, in 18th. I'm trying to see if I can get the rest of the field real quick because my iRacing's not liking me right now.
I'll just take over from here. In 19th, it'll be RJ Starcevic. In 20th, Jordan Jernal. In 21st here tonight, Steve Ruman. 22nd, Tyler Burgett. Kevin Sargent finishes in 23rd. Josh Freed, 24th. Tommy Cook in 25th. 26th tonight, Chris Mackey. 27th, Andy Palicki. In 28th, it'll be Garrett Rainey. In 29th here tonight, it'll be Jan Van Leer. 30th, another rookie, Corey Clark. 31st, we'll go to Paul Sargent. 32nd, Eric Breeding. 33rd here tonight, Brody Gunter. 34th, Andy Ducato. John Kay finishes in 35th. Gary Clark Jr. in 36th. George Jackson in 37th. Chad Stearns finishes in 38th. 39th, it's Cade Cannon. And 40th, Cole Maxwell. 41st tonight, Greg Elliott. Joshua Rutherford in 42nd. Rounding out your 43-car field, Rodney Matney. So what a race here tonight. A lot of action from the drop of the green flag. It has been one crazy night here at Daytona as we end the first night of racing here in season number 11. And we are looking forward to next week already, as it will be Auto Club Speedway. It should be a really, really good race next Tuesday night, where you can watch us right back here on the PGR eSports Network. And It's a late night, so we're not going to stick around too long here. We'll get the points updated for the broadcast next week. And we appreciate, like we said earlier, all you guys joining us here tonight, watching the race, chatting here with us as well. We'll get some of the kinks out, but nonetheless, look like a great show here put on from everyone involved. And I want to thank Kyle Zittel as well. I got to start getting these names right for Venom Truck Series, bringing us on board here for the season. And my broadcast partner here tonight, Tyler Vickery, myself, Michael Triscaro. We will see you next Tuesday night back here for Venom, as well as this week for some Super Speedway money racing action here on Thursday night for the PGR Intimidator Super Speedway Series and the finale of March Madness. Till then, have all a good night.